Looking for that damage, finds him on the Diablo. Diablo forced it back out as their health drops low. The Immortal now is at 25%.
Back down Yo on the Greymane, gonna be the first to fall. But is it ETC? No, that's Malthael up there. A triple.
Leyline used in the back, catching 3 people on top. That followed up by the APOC and the lurking on. Catching 2, but this time on is gonna be the first.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi.
There's the lead, catches him in the mud pit. Time trap does pop. Mosh pit goes out. Ruby's still in trouble. Pops to stay a while and listen, but it's not gonna matter.
Here comes the Bloodlust on the backside, but the Duo gets under and then stunned. Oh my goodness! The combo!
Getting struck down, ETC getting killed. He becomes dog food for the Greymane.
I didn't think they had a chance. I thought it was all over. We said all or nothing, and they got absolutely everything.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. It's been forever. I'm Arrow. You may have forgotten me. And also my wonderful co-host this evening, Lulu. Good evening, Lulu. How are you tonight? Oh, just peachy. I was actually double checking. It was May 2nd that I last did a cast in general, but that was a replay cast, and it's obviously been a little bit longer than that since the last live cast. So I'm excited, and we get to cast a Division B West finals match between CM After Dark and Cats on My Keyboard, and I couldn't have picked a better match to bring you along. There you go. Right. Alrighty. Well, the teams. Oh, Lulu muted. That's not good. It shouldn't be. Okay. Well, I'll figure out why that, because that's coming through. You guys can see the other stuff. Why would that not be working? Okay. Well, you know what? Let's go to the maps real quick, and then we'll go to the game. Just to show you real quick here the maps. CM After Dark banned out the Braxis Holdout and Sky Temple. Cats on My Keyboard banned out Cursed Hollow and Towers of Doom. And in all seriousness, guys, I think we're done. Like, game's over. Towers of Doom is out of the rotation, so be it. Battlefield of Eternity is going to be our pick. And let's go ahead and get over to the draft. And while that loads for a second here, let's see if I can figure out why Lulu's not coming through. Why would Lulu not be coming through? Well, I haven't changed anything, so I would assume you... Oh, you know what? I know why. It'll only take me a second, because they're not going to be hearing the game sounds either. It was a setting I changed, or I confirmed earlier, but I forgot that setting would be different for this setup, so... Bada ping and bada boom. Change that. Go back to this. We're going to talk about this draft in just a second. I'm sure it's getting all kinds of spicy. At that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lulu to the stream.
Hey, I maybe exist now.
You do, in fact, exist. I can see that your voice is coming across the sounds, so... Sorry about that,
just
everybody.
In time. to get through all the bans and get that insta-lock Stukov.
Exactly. So, what? Tell me about what you see on these bans here so far, Lulu.
Vala and Hogger bans. Those both make sense. Hogger's super annoying, and Vala's just really good on this map, and Sonya is too, really. I'm also very biased towards Anduin, so I think he's really good, and that makes sense. Light Bomb is really annoying to deal with when someone knows how to engage with it. And he's also really good for pulling people out of trouble if you're trying to set up some shenanigans with a Stukov silence.
We're gonna get a Diablo and Dahaka here on Battlefield of Eternity. That's a couple of really heavy stun targets, right? Diablo can flip people around, has the shadow charge into all of the walls. It seems like this map would almost be tailor-made for Diablo. Dahaka doesn't have as many. I guess he does have. Actually, I was thinking there are fewer steam points, but I guess there are quite a few little steamy areas that he can jump into on this map as well.
So would you say that this map was tailor-made from Diablo because it's literally from his video game?
Yes. That's what I was going for anyways. I didn't want to make it so obvious.
Okay. I was just checking, that's all.
Gonna get a Sylvanas ban and a Tychus. Now, I do want to point out here, we also have the Varian Li Ming combo. Are we gonna get a Greymane to go, like, are we going straight back to 2018 here?
I mean, we could. Greymane is really good on this map. Also, Li Ming, her ability to just like poke at the Immortal over walls or explode your whole team is really nice here. Oh, we got Rhaegar. I hope it's Bloodlust. I always want it to be Bloodlust. It never is if it's my team. But other people get to have fun sometimes.
And your team is in Division B East, correct?
Yes, I was on Hunkrats this past season and we were in B East.
So did you compare it all with B West? Did you guys look at B West to see kind of how things were going on that side and how the teams were playing, or was that just kind of, you know, tomorrow's problem off in the distance?
Yeah, we had a very roller coaster of a season on the Hunkrats due to a lot of things that happened, so we never looked that far ahead. we managed to squeak into the 8th seed into the playoffs, but we did not make it past that, so Lunara to round it out.
Yeah, and we got a Zul'jin and Orphea over on the other side. Another potential stun on the Orphea with her ultimate. Zul'jin with the auto attack damage. So the race potential, I feel, goes over to Cats on my keyboard. But the teamfight potential, I feel like CM has a really strong fight here. If they can avoid getting blasted by Li Ming's orbs constantly. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the orbs are definitely the most annoying thing to deal with, but you also have to watch out for, like, Diablo fighting under an Immortal with a Diablo. That's always rough to fight into, and Stukov silence can also reach pretty far, just like Li Ming's orbs can.
Oh, that's not the one I wanted. I don't want sound. I wanted to turn off chat. See? It's been a while. There we go. I think that's right.
I miss all the spicy meatballs in chat.
All right. So maybe not. I don't know. Let's go ahead and get our teams introduced. I'll start off on the left here with CM After Dark. We've got Ice X playing the Diablo, Raven X playing the Orphea, Pro Brush. They're going to be on the Zul'jin, Death Punisher, Death Punisher. I don't know. Whatever. On Stukov and Tiger going to be on Dahaka.
Then the red team, Cats on my keyboard, we got Mac Daddy-O on the Li Ming, Apple on Rhaegar, PJ Red on the Varian, Delta Sniper on Lunara, and Ghost with the Thrall in the off lane.
Well, I can't figure out what the command was to turn off chat, so I guess it doesn't matter. Wasn't it right at the beginning? Like, doesn't it tell you?
Ooh, Diablo is gone. Doesn't yet have his souls. Oh, and Orphea almost went down too.
It's okay. It didn't happen because I was up in the top lane fiddling with commands. So there you go.
Hey, offlaners deserve some love too.
Exactly. And you know what? Diablo didn't die. Like he's already back. There's almost no difference in XP for that brief moment.
If you don't hit the tab key, nothing happened.
Exactly. And just don't pay attention to the scoreboard at the top. That doesn't matter either.
No, ridiculous.
Alrighty. Well, let's take a quick look at some of these talents here while we've got CM making their way down to the siege camp. A little bit of poke coming in from Cats on my keyboard as well. Diablo is going to get charged. Now, Varian only has that charge. He doesn't have any way to taunt. He can slow, but Dahaka's going to come down and looking. Not quite going to get there. Tiger going for the grab, but... Oh, I thought Tiger was going to die there too.
That was a very clutch Stukov moment there.
Tiger got a couple of latches onto that front gate, but couldn't quite get any players. Meanwhile, Ghost up there gonna get his own camp started. Now Dahaka is on the way, and Thrall, you know, taking a little while to get that done. So could be a fight in just a moment, especially with Lunara coming up to help. I have to say, this is kind of funny because you've got Dahaka making his way up slowly, and you've got Lunara making her way up slowly.
Hippity hopping. They're doing their best, Arrow. Not everyone gets to use a mount.
It feels like a cinematic moment where you're like, the tension is there and it's coming, and you know it's but it's like the Frost from 2012 or something like that, where you're just like, okay, it'll eventually get here, but it's just not that exciting.
Right.
Vari and Lunar are going to go start their bruiser camp right at the beginning of the immortal timer. We see a little bit more from CM After Dark doing the same on their side, and Lunara has her little vision wisp scouting out the Diablo. First immortals coming up, and right now it looks like we're all focused down in the bottom half of the map here. Kind of as expected, right? You've got your race team on the right trying to poke at it, and then you've got the team fight trying to stop that.
Yeah, there was a ton of pressure up top though. Cats on my keyboard are 2 camps up there that Dahaka's gone to clear. So that kind of lets them attack free or fight.
Diablo got pretty low, does charge back in, gets the stun out onto Varian, had the flip, but is not quite able to make it out. Li Ming with a reset, gonna get that orb right into Orphea's face. Now Tiger trying to run away with that brush stock. Can he make it out?
Oh, they really want him.
There. Yeah, Lunara's vision was really helping to keep track of where Dahaka was going too.
Yeah, short as death timers though. They gave up the chase.
Well, not only that, but halftime here, and the blue team actually was ahead because of that chase. So, you know, good on Dahaka, giving them a reason to run all over the place. But this race is going to go over to the red team. Cats on my keyboard. Diablo's charging in. Big silence there on the flip. Varian said, nah, I'm out of here. We don't want to have this fight right now. We have an immortal coming up. Let's play with that. Level 7s are going to be here for Cats on my keyboard as well. And they're just dealing with the pressure that they had from the immortal. So a lot of the immortal's health already going to be gone by the time our red team shows up. Even with that talent advantage, they weren't able to really get any significant value out of this. So that's, you know, overall not bad. That's a pretty even turn here, as both teams will end up losing their wall. And similar XP, a little bit more on the red side.
Yeah, CM After Dark already had so much damage on the bottom wall that they're still completely even bot lane.
Oh, Li Ming going in with that Calamity. Did try to finish the job on Diablo, but Diablo said, hey, you missed, and I got you. And that silence is going to get them another kill, scoring one for the Rhaegar as well there. So 2 kills to 3 now Really 2-2 because we're not counting Diablo's first kill or first death there.
And that is 2 headhunter stacks for the Zul'jin.
Right, talents. Oh, well, okay.
Did you miss another Diablo death there?
I got there as he was dying. I was like, let's go look at Thrall. See what's going on there.
Oh,
this is
big
gonna be
taunt in the
another
bot
one here.
lane.
Yep.
Can't get out of that one. Should be an easy bot camp for Cats on my keyboard now.
Does look that way. Nice and fast for the 4 squad here. Orpheus Stukov not really going to be able to do anything as Delta's going to head back, get some mana before the Immortals coming up. And of course, since they got the camps so quickly last time, there's still 30 seconds until these camps are available for the Bruiser camps. So
Yeah,
both teams
see it?
yeah.
Cats on my keyboard, they are about to get tins here, which puts them a whole like half level up as the Immortals spawning. So that should give them a pretty big advantage to either look for a fight or race here. And they want to fight.
Varian's looking, Lunar's pretty far away, but they get a lot of damage out of the Zul'jin. Flip out onto the Rhaegar, but the Ancestral's going to keep Apple alive, at least for the moment. Drag, however, going to finish it. So 1 for 1 in that. That's, I mean, that's a big deal if you're Clouded Minds.
For sure, taking that down a talent tier to trade even there is very nice. Also, Rhaegar with the Ancestral makes my heart a little bit sad.
Dahaka gets caught by the taunt there, looking for the Thrall. Earthquake going to come out. Drag coming out onto Varian, though. Stukov going to knock everybody back for just a moment. Death Punisher having to run away from Lunara. As Lunara getting brought very low, but is going to be able to hop away. Varian getting silenced by Stukov, and Silence providing a lot of value there, but Stukov, not a lot of health. Dahaka gets caught. There's the big crushing jaws, and Varian is going to make it out just barely. Tiger is not going to make it out, though. Mac Daddy-O coming in and zipping right back out on that Li Ming to finish 1 kill.
Yeah, it's always tough fighting under the other team's Immortals, but CM After Dark almost did it and succeeded, but not quite. And Diablo, is he gonna make it? Not quite.
So close.
And that's a soul reset on him, so he gonna be a baby when he comes back.
Yet so far. Oh, and we've got a Zul'jin kill as well, catching out these isolated heroes as they were trying to disperse, get to safety, and you know, Diablo didn't make it, Zul'jin didn't make it. And halftime once again technically going over to the blue team.
Yeah, they are ahead on this race here, and a bunch of people on Cats on my keyboard had to go back there. So CM might actually get this Immortal question mark.
Well, they definitely will if they don't do anything to it. Gonna get more of a team fight. Stukov's gonna get taunted there. Almost got hit by the Immortal, but not quite. Tiger trying to get away. Stukov with the knockback. And Li Ming doesn't have any mana, so I think that they just focus on getting the Immortal if they can.
Yeah, it's hard for them to leave now with as low health as theirs is.
There's the flip. Ancestral's going to come out. Silence is going to land, but Stukov's going to get taken out, as is Diablo in a moment here. And possibly even Orphea. The slow coming out from the totem is going to give him another one here. Zul'jin, if he gets caught with a taunt here, he's toast as well. Well, there's...
Well, he's not dying yet. Oh.
There you go. Okay. Linebus says, this is where it gets scarier for Cats on a Keyboard. And I would have agreed with you 100% that once we started getting past like the level 10 range, that that things could get a little bit more challenging. But Cats on my Keyboard doing a really good job of being patient. Oh, Lunar is going to get bounced all over the place and will walk away here. Anyways, Cats have been, you know, patient about their fights. They've been allowing Li Ming to do her job and, you know, get damage from afar and work with the variant taunts. Speaking of the variant taunts, big stun from that Immortal thanks to that taunt, and another orb coming into both Diablo and Stukov. And now, CM After Dark, their fort's still at about 3/4. But man, they are low. And Stukov's doing his best now.
Yeah, they are still down a whole level before they get back onto even talent tiers with cats on my keyboard. So they're just gonna go take their Soph camp and just wait. Stay alive and wait.
Well, cats on my keyboard ultimately are going to get both forts out of this Immortal push.
Who needs a wave anyways?
Right?
Oh, maybe they
Maybe
do.
not. Oh,
they
there we go.
forgot.
There we go.
They forgot. Okay, okay. The poison's there.
I don't
It's
know
all
that I've
good.
ever seen a fort die thanks to an earthquake, but it happened.
I mean, that makes sense, like physics in the real world, but
Right. Exactly. Well, we've got all of the heroes of CM After Dark up here in top lane. Varian kind of scoping out bottom just to, I guess, check to see if maybe Ghost was looking at that siege camp. Wasn't yet, but does seem to be now.
yeah, we are back to even talents here. If CM After Dark is looking for a fight, this is kind of their window they've got.
And cats are not really letting them have that. They've got a defendable position here with the fort, basically saying, if you want to fight, come in. We're going to get the armor penalty benefit thanks to our Varian taunt, and then you're just going to die. And they're going to go race first, which is, I mean, they're going to burn that down pretty quickly. They are trading a fort for it. And we'll have to see like how much value that actually is worth, because CM After Dark, they don't have any forts. That Immortal's going right to their keep.
Right. It does only get them to halftime, and we are still even talents here. And it looks like Cat's happy to wait it out.
Yeah,
And
they've got that
Poke
Li
with
Ming. Exactly. They can do that.
Ooh. She almost got caught there.
Big orbs coming out. Taunton going out onto the Zul'jin is going to be brought very low as the Apocalypse coming out. Diablo looking for that Li Ming, but Zul'jin doesn't have the health to stick in and do anything with it there. Stukov, though, stuck in that earthquake. But it will be a full disengage. As Cat's retreating to the Immortal, where they really should be. Mac Daddy-O jumping over Tiger with that teleport. Tiger not long for this world, I think, as he gets taunted, and that is it.
Yeah, and there the 16s come online. Gets a lot tougher for CM After Dark.
For a little while, they've still almost got 2 full levels to go to get there. Stukov said, oops, there's a Varian here. And Diablo going to find Rhaegar, try to get him flipped into something, but couldn't make that happen. Zul'jin may die to a poison dot here, but gets a little bit of a heal from the Stukov, but Varian finding the back line there, and Li Ming finishing the job ultimately. As Diablo will also go down. Now that Sniper's going to head back to base, but Cats are not done. They get the kill onto Raven. Thanks to that 2-level difference, they're going to get another kill onto Stukov. Maybe? There it is.
Yep. Man, Thrall has been having massive roots. He just got one there to make sure they could get the Stukov. At the start of that whole fight, he got a root onto 2 or 3 members of CM After Dark that really started off that whole chain of events.
Yeah, Cats on my keyboard are playing really quite well. We're going to go to the standings when the match is done to kind of just remind everybody of how B West worked out in the regular season here. But this is a very strong showing here from the COMK crowd.
Absolutely.
Just a little bit of shield on that Immortal. Looking for the Diablo. They had the taunt, but no follow-up on it there. Keep is likely to fall here. Tiger getting taken out thanks to that earthquake. Immortal has half of its health. Do you think they go for it? They go for it.
They're certainly looking at it. Probably hoping to get another kill before they make a call for sure. Isaac's gonna drop really low, but big root out from the core there.
Zul'jin 1 hit away from that kill onto Li Ming as she got the teleport. So close. Was going in a little bit hard there. I was really surprised that they didn't just turn around and say, hey, this is a free Zul'jin. But as the team was working on their disengage, they don't have a lot of resources. Apple's low on mana, Mac Daddy-O's low on mana, Delta Sniper was low on, like, all of the people you want to have mana didn't have mana.
There was no mana and like 3 people under half health, so that was tough. The last thing you want to do is go in too hard there and just throw your whole lead.
16 coming up in just a moment for CM After Dark here. Zul'jin still sitting with 2 on the Headhunter stacks, as they just haven't been able to get kills onto the other members of the Cats. I do want to point out here the abolish magic on well, okay, anyways, that was on Lunara, but quick catch out onto the Zul'jin, who was solo there.
Tiger's also in trouble, so is Stukov.
Tiger's gonna get taken out. Stukov there. Diablo's gonna get taunted. Earthquake coming in, looking for the Orphea, as there you go. It all started finding a Zul'jin, but a few moments later it was 4 kills. And that's going to make it pretty easy for Cats on the Keyboard to head into this bottom lane with a massive push between the Siege Camp and the 3 catapults they have behind it. Diablo
Yeah,
and
death
Orphea,
timers aren't
I don't know.
super long here, and they don't quite have 20, but they stop it, you know. When you can just delete heroes.
Diablo might... No, he was so close. They're just cleaning up the heroes at this point, finishing up, and with the Siege Camp and the catapults now... Well, one catapult, the other catapult isn't quite sure what to do there. That's going to be game number 1, going over to Cats on My Keyboard.
That was a very clean game from Cats on My Keyboard. And that Thrall. I know I said it already, but there were so many good roots that let them get so many of those kills.
That's, you know, I was just looking at the stats here. 3 kills to 29 kills. That's insane.
Yeah, that was, like I said, just very, very clean from Cats on My Keyboard.
This is the kind of game where you're like, you take some time before you go in and you're like, okay, so let's talk about how this is going to go. And you start laying out all of your different plays. It's like, it's straight up out of the you know, football textbook, right? You get the X's and O's and dashes and all that stuff. And ultimately everything falls almost exactly the way that you want it to throughout that game. And, you know, if you're Cats on My Keyboard, you couldn't have practiced that and made it any better.
For sure. They were also very smart about where they were taking their fights, trying to fight under their own immortal rather than the other team, stuff like that. And there were a lot of super close fights where people were really low on both teams, but they just, Cats ended up getting the edge in basically all of those.
Well, and it just goes to show that, you know, even though it's a small percentage for each level, as far as health and damage and all that stuff, that small percentage makes or breaks whether, you know, that Varian gets out when they had that upper immortal fight. And if Varian dies there, then you start getting a cascading effect in the other direction instead of having, you know, instead of trying to chase down the Varian and having somebody die and all of that. So
yeah, we saw Varian, we saw Ming. Both have moments where they just get out with just a sliver of health.
there we go. I was like, okay, let's hope that I've got my hotkeys set correctly. Again, it's been a while, so remembering what all the hotkeys do takes a moment. So, okay, so I mentioned, let's talk about the standings. Let me go to the standings real quick here. Standings? Loading? Hello? Standings don't want to load. Of course they don't. Why would they want to load? Maybe we won't talk about the standings. It really doesn't want to load. Okay, well, so let's go back to the maps.
So standings are CM After Dark was the 1 seed. They what did they do? They lost 1 game all season. And Cats on My Keyboard coming in at the 2 seed. B West was double round robin, which means the top 4 teams made playoffs. Cats on My Keyboard, so they finished the season with 24 points. CM After Dark had 35. And round 1 of the playoffs, CM After Dark won 3-0 over Region Divine, and Cats on My Keyboard won 3-1 over Psystorm Probes. So both teams really strong showings through the seasons and through their first round of playoffs. And that's the second map CM After Dark has dropped the entire season.
Wow. And what a time to drop that in the finals.
Yeah, I kind of feel for those teams that they do really well all season, and I don't know, it gets in your head a little bit even if you try not to let it, and sometimes in the playoffs it just doesn't quite click as well as you would want it to, which, I mean, it's only 1 game so far. They could still come back and destroy every other game, but it's always kind of tough when you've painted a little bit of an extra target on your back going into the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and like you said, I mean, it's the first game. It was the map pick of Cats on My Keyboard for that one here. We'll find out who picked. I think this was also their map pick. So our next map is going to be dun 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 Lulu.
My guess is Tomb of the Spider Queen, if I had to guess.
What? It's Tomb of the Spider Queen. How did you guess?
Whoa. I'm really good at this, Arrow. You would think, it's been like a year, she can't guess maps correctly, but works 100% of the time that I'm already in the lobby.
Fair. I suppose that does make a difference, doesn't it? So, Tomb of the Spider Queen, Battlefield of Eternity, 2 overall pretty small maps, right? I mean, I think Tomb is the smallest. I think Battlefield is, I don't know how it compares to, exactly all the others, but it seems like a pretty small map by comparison to most. Certainly things like Cursed Hollow and Infernal Shrines. So do you think that there's that the teams are not the teams, specifically Cats, are looking for those small maps, given what we just saw with Battlefield, where they were patient but they were able to get those team fight opportunities pretty frequently?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, Tomb, I feel, plays a lot differently than BOE. Like on Tomb, you're looking to out-rotate the other team, maybe catch them out on ganks. Whereas you're not really rotating between the lanes on BOE, other than just stuff around the Immortals. So we'll see, like, your Ming's not really what you want here, but we'll see what they have cooked up for this one.
Any particular heroes that you would like to see on this map? Or just in
Rhaegar.
general?
More
is it just gonna be
Rhaegar,
a
but with
Rhaegar night?
Bloodlust, please. Look, playing Rhaegar, it is very satisfying to Storm Shield and collect all the spider butts.
Fair.
But I mean, like, a Garrosh can be super gross here, just because, like I said, like, the lanes are so close to each other, the rotations happen so quickly, it's very easy to catch people out.
Absolutely. Sorry, I had to explain to them that I don't know if they were joking or not, but I was going to try to respond to them and just remind them that you were with me, but then we went into the game.
Yeah, I was also typing.
All right. So last game we banned out Anduin and Sonya. I think that I was going to say,
there we go.
I think those are both likely to be bans in this round as well, unless they were, maybe they look at banning the variant.
Yeah, I mean, Anduin feels like a target ban. Like cats have something with him that CM just really doesn't want to mess with. We'll see if they do go for the Sonya ban again. And I think we had, what was it, Vala, Hogger were the bans for cats last time.
That's correct.
Which, yeah, okay. Let's just keep all the bans.
Yeah, Vala
just
felt
run it
like
back.
Vala felt like it was targeted specifically at the map that they were on, but I mean, Vala can do an absolute truckload of damage too, so it's not overly surprising to see your ban.
Okay, we are just running back the bans, aren't we?
Well, I mean, they're not bad bans for this map either, right?
Oh, no,
Sonya's can be really strong here.
For sure. And then Hogger is
Yeah,
annoying to deal with always.
Yeah, I'm already writing Hogger down. I'm gonna be mad if they change it.
Jinx it, Arrow. Gonna jinx
They're gonna ban
it.
Rhaegar.
Hey, okay. You don't have to scratch anything out.
Yay. Yeah, especially since I wrote it in ink.
Ooh, we're taking the Varian.
I mean, that is
You
kind
can
of
do
like
it,
having
we
a
can
third
do
ban. Yeah. Now, Pro Brush last game played Zul'Jin.
You think it's a spicy Twin Blades Varian?
No, I don't think it's Twin Blades, but it could be a Smash variant. Or it could still be a taunt variant, just waiting to see what happens here. Varian with the Johanna, I like having Varian into Johanna because of the shield breaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and cats also pick up the Stukov there, which is very good to deny the other team when they always have already have a Varian, because taunt plus Stukov is just disgusting. Tassadar Rhaegar? Are we... I mean... It's 3 heroes that have swapped teams this game.
Yep. I was like, wait, Tassadar wasn't in it, but that's not what you were talking about. So I just realized the Milkman is in for Icex, so that could be another reason why we're seeing the swap from Pro Brush from Zul'Jin to Varian. Sylvanas gonna be the third ban here for Cats on My Keyboard, keeping up with what they did last round as well. We saw Tychus on the last one. I'm not sure whether that, like, I don't necessarily think they need to ban the Tychus here if there's something else they're more concerned about.
Yeah, I mean, Tychus is kind of that's a ban you do when you have a Diablo on your team, because you don't want to chunk your Diablo. Oh, and the Ming. That did cause them a lot of issues last game, so that's a pretty solid ban, although she's maybe not as quite as effective here, but still is really annoying to deal with.
Also, welcome everybody from Snarfungus's raid. I believe that you were casting one of the other finals, so glad that you could bring everybody over here to this round. This is Division B West between CM After Dark and Cats on My Keyboard, the number 1 and number 2 seeds out of B West.
Dahaka also joined the Switch Teams Club, so that's 2 heroes apiece on each team right now.
Interesting. So are they going to put Zul'Jin on the other side and then, like...
I hope so. Nice to have dreams.
Nope. Okay.
Ooh. Hanzo.
Okay, so what is the Leoric Hanzo Tassadar like combo called? Do we have a name for this?
It's whatever name you give it, Arrow. No pressure.
Oh, great. Well, so we've got the dirty bathtub for Orphea and Leoric, right? So we've got the potential for... you know what? I'm not even going to, because there's no good way that I can make this go. No, let me readjust that. There's no appropriate way for me to make this work. Not when you've got the abilities that we've got in this circumstance. But anyways, we've got a Kael'thas and a Lunara coming over on the side of Cats on My Keyboard. What do you think? Is it Pyro? It's not gonna be pyro, right?
Is it pyro?
I don't know. Why don't we go ahead and just interrupt? Why don't we go ahead and introduce? I was going to say interview our teams. I'm way off.
Guys,
start?
pause. Let's talk before you start this game.
Words. All right, you go.
Okay, so cats on my keyboard. This game on the red team, we've got Ghost on Dahaka, Apple on the Sukov, Delta Sniper on Lunara again, PJ Red on the Johanna, and Mac Daddio is on Kael'thas.
All right, and for CM After Dark on the left here, the blue team, we got ProBrush playing the Varian, Raven X on the Hanzo, Milkman playing the Tassadar, Death Punisher on Rhaegar, and Varian getting silenced this time. Goodbye. And then Tiger's going to be on Leoric.
Yeah, Varian, not a real boy until level 4, and that Sukov silence just got him there.
Weena says, easy Puro. And by Puro, he means Pyro. All right, let's put up the towns. Oh, Rhaegar's going to get drugged into the wall, taking a little bit of damage. Is going to be able to make it out, though. But up in the top lane, look at how much pressure they've got up here with all 4 heroes. But they're like, nope, we're going to go get more spider butts.
I mean, spider butts are the name of the game here. This is interesting with the 4-man push in the bot lane. Dahaka's kind of holding his own, but oh, here come all his friends. Does Varian get caught again? Big stun from Kael'thas.
Not a lot left there.
Oh no, he tapped and still died. Oh, that's the worst feeling.
Yeah, so I think what we're seeing here is Leoric basically saying, hey, I can double soak these. You guys should push this bottom lane. The only challenge with that, of course, is you have to be able to push the bottom lane, which becomes easier at level 4.
Yeah, for sure. Johanna trying to just quietly do the camp and hope nobody realizes she's not here.
For the next 14 minutes, yeah.
Right, exactly. The Varian's still not 4. Oh, Kael'thas going down.
It turns out taunt's not required if you can double slow a low health target there. PJ Red's going to get taken out by Milkman, and Hanzo is going to get the credit for 2. Can he get a third one?
Delta barely made it out there.
Hanzo was looking with that simple geometry there, but the math didn't quite work out.
The hippity hop too strong.
But thanks to that, siege camp down available in the bottom for the blue team, and they're gonna be able to take out a whole wall, and they're up 3/4 of a level in XP already. This is a really strong push here for CM After Dark.
Yeah, they're also up, what, 16 gems right now. They're 2 away from having a turn in. And really with Varian, you kind of have that power spike all the way to level 10 when the other team catches up and gets ults.
And 30 of the gems, almost a little bit more than half actually, are sitting there on Leoric. Dahaka sitting just with 22. So it's not like they can easily catch that Leoric. They don't have any way to just be like, hey, let's go kill that Leoric. They'll lose their bottom fort if they do. And while they have the silence, they don't really have like the point-click taunt to lock him down. So Tiger was able to turn those in. 47 gems already for the blue team. CM After Dark. And no gems in yet so far for Cats on My Keyboard. Raven X trying to get the channel, and it looks like we will get our first web weavers here. Taunt going out onto Johanna as the gravity lapse missing Varian.
Yeah, and Johanna's not too worried about being taunted.
Not yet.
She pretty fine. That's true. Not yet.
What do we have for Tassadar? He is going that Shock Lance builder. Yeah, I think it's Shock Lance. Shock Ray? Something like that.
Also, Electric Fence, which is one of the most annoying level 4s in the game.
Yeah, being able to do damage and slow with that wall is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's
Oh, they do get, I didn't think they were going to get that, but that taunt around the fountain, Tassadar was able to get that follow-up damage just enough.
that means bot fort going down, and also Web Weaver is going to take at least probably half of this middle fort.
Tiger's looking for Ghost, did interrupt his back, so Ghost there at the wall now is going to head back. Taunt going out onto, who was it, Kael'thas?
Wow, yeah.
Apparently.
Got deleted directly next to his own fort. That's rough.
That's some like not real disrespect, but like that's when you're like, you're not even playing this game. Like, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to come under my fort and like that's like
Right.
walking into my house, right? Like,
That's what
leave me
you
alone.
just did is illegal.
Right.
Oh, but can they catch them here? They're isolated around the camp.
Well, Leoric's
Heal
not
reduction
here.
onto the Varian.
Varian is gonna basically sacrifice himself so that the rest of the team can get out. Not a bad gig there. He only had 9 gems, so it wasn't, you know, an insurmountable recovery. But Ghost is going to zoom up here. Leoric's gonna get a life drain out, but I don't think Leoric makes out of this.
That is level 10s online for CM after dark, but Cats does have a turn in here. They've got a bruiser camp pushing mid, so they're really in a good position to catch back up.
CM has the siege camp in the bottom, so that'll help to kind of push back in the bottom lane and give them a little bit more flexibility. And they still have a level 10 advantage for at least a few more moments, so they don't have to worry too much. That bruiser camp is going to help them out a lot as well to get things cleared up in the middle. So I think this is a pretty safe clear for CM.
Yeah, for sure, especially now with that bruiser camp of their own and having cleared out Cats bruiser camp there. Level 10's online for both teams now.
Leoric's going to deal with the top lane, looks like probably all by himself. Oh, never mind. CM was like, let's immediately make a liar out of Arrow. How dare he
That's
think
the
we would
best.
ever do that?
Oh, huge bless shield from Johanna. No pyroblast is sad.
Well, there's Leoric's Entomb. Johanna stuck in there. Can't quite get out of it, but Leoric's going to fall just a few moments later. Dahaka chasing down the Milkman, as you do. But not quite able to secure that kill. So just the one kill. Sorry, did I break you?
I just couldn't say what I was thinking. It's all.
That's probably for the best. So just the one death. Overall,
Oh, Tiger.
make it 2. CM is doing a really good job of just like, what did Arrow say? No, F that. We're not playing that game.
Absolutely not.
I'm never gonna win the lottery. Huh?
That's the spirit. Oh, Varian trying to stall 4 people. A little dangerous. Leoric is up again already. Just Leoric things. There's the Entomb. Mac Daddy-O's in huge trouble.
That was a fantastic Entomb. The silence coming out from Stukov was almost enough to save him, but Stukov not going to be able to make it out this time. The Milkman really far forward does get taken out as a counter kill, and Leoric's going to go down as well. So 2 and 2, make it 3
Oh,
and 2
no,
as Lunara's
Lunara.
going to get caught. Hanzo said, I can do math. I can do it.
I got
Watch
this
me.
geometry thing figured out now.
Turns out running down
Turned
a
down
narrow
for what?
Yeah, turns out that running down a narrow hallway while you've got an angry ninja chasing after you. Is he a ninja? Like, I don't, like, Genji's a cyber ninja, so surely Hanzo's a ninja, right?
Probably. I don't play that video game, so I have no idea.
Anyways, don't run down a narrow hallway with an angry ninja who can summon, you know, dragons and shoot arrows off walls and things like that. Just in case that ever happens to you in the real world.
It's a real concern.
Easily in the top 100 things that could happen. Top lane is the priority for both teams. Oh, a big wall there. But you know what? Let's take a look. Did Varian take Shadow? He did. Okay.
You gotta when there's a Joe.
With a big wall or Entomb. Ancestral's going to come out, keeping Tiger up for a moment. He's going to have to Wraith Walk through. And Dahaka's going to get the silence out onto Tassadar. Oh,
but I don't know that he wanted it. I don't know that he wanted it.
Does he make it out? No way!
Oh my gosh, that
kill.
was huge heals from the Stukov there.
That was instant regret into no, I got this. Holy smokes, and Varian's going to be a third one, and Dahaka looking for a fourth even. Can't quite get there.
That was a total call an ambulance, but not for me from Dahaka. Wow. Oh, they do lose a keep for that though. You don't love that, but that could have gone a lot worse for Cats there. And now they want to start boss 4v3.
A lot of damage coming out, but it's going to be Tiger falling here. Leoric did pull them off of the boss, so we'll see if that actually ends up working out in their favor. They're going to go right back for it here. Varian's still not on the map, but will be soon. And Leoric probably gets rezzed about the same time that Varian gets here if they want to engage, but the boss is still at half health.
Yeah, I'm so concerned here because they are fighting down a talent tier here, and that's a huge stun from Hanzo onto 4. There's no follow-up, so they're still alive for now until the taunt on the Dahaka.
Tassadar going in to keep the boss engaged as 3 kills.
Oh no, not the boss throw. Oh.
In all seriousness, I thought that Rhaegar was getting in a little bit over what he could handle, managed to pull it off. Leoric shows up, and suddenly, you know, they've got 3 kills. So it seemed a little bit questionable, and it all turned. I'm glad I didn't say anything because, of course, they would have just come in and like it would have been a full team wipe. But they, you know, CM really playing it strong. They're doing in this game what Cats on My Keyboard did last game. They're playing a methodical game. It's not working out quite as well as Cats did last game, right? It's 10-12 in kills, but you can see on the structures that it's really going in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. That catapult's gonna take down the top keep, which is gonna leave Cats on the Keyboard with no buildings left except for their core. They are even talent tiers, so they do have a window here. But
big wall there from the Entomb is going to isolate a couple of heroes here. They're looking for Delta. Varian saying maybe not. Leoric trying to get the kill out onto the Johanna is going to finish it there. And Dahaka's kind of stuck amongst a whole lot of blue health bars. Varian now gets that big slow out onto Stukov, and the electric fence is going to come in. Varian's like, yo, I'm on the other side of this fence. Lulu, I think that might be enough for them to push on to winning this video game. What do you think?
Era, are you trying to jinx them?
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm so sorry.
There's just not much that Lunara and Casey can do against the whole world.
All right. Well, who was it? Weenus says, good luck, have fun, 5 games or we riot. So you know what? The team's heard him, and we're like, let's even this up.
We're on track so far.
You can't have 5 games if you don't have both teams winning games. So there you go, 1-1.
That play at the boss was so tragic. I've been there with my own team where it's like, we got the kills, we've got the advantage, come on guys, let's do it. But with that Leoric trait, he was just able to get back in time, and then they were still down 16s for that fight. Just Cats couldn't quite get it.
Well, and the crazy thing is, Leoric came into that fight 3 times, right? He died twice.
He did.
And the value there, though, they were able to get that boss reset. Once that boss reset, that was the moment that if you're Cats, you say, all right, we're done. We can't do this anymore. If they were able to keep it from resetting, which is what Tassadar did when they came in later on the other side, Tassadar went in and said, hit me, and got eaten by the alien and you know, exploded from the inside with his ray gun.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. You saw that movie, right?
Are we talking about Galaxy Quest?
No.
Oh, then.
Men in Black.
Oh, okay. Yes, I've seen Men in Black. I just think of Galaxy Quest. He turned inside out, and he exploded.
Okay. Well, so be it.
I'm so sorry to disappoint you there, Arrow.
Tommy Lee Jones, he's like, eat me, and then he gets eaten, and then he's, you know, then he blows him up. Alien go boo.
Alien go boom. Yes.
Okay, so Battlefield of Eternity, Tomb of the Spider Queen. What are the other maps we have? Let's pull those up.
We have Dragonshire, Alterac,
Garden,
Ugh, gross. I don't like
Shrines,
Garden.
and Volskaya. What do you think? So this is going to be the choice now of Cats on My Keyboard. So this is the first time that they've had the choice of whether they wanted first pick or map pick.
Mm-hmm.
You think they're likely to go with first pick?
I don't know. That's so tough not knowing these teams, because I know there's a lot of people where it's like, yeah, we want first pick. Absolutely. You get the stronger hero. But I know on my team this last season, we would always opt for map pick, not because we necessarily wanted the map pick, but the guys just liked having the flexibility to get that last hero to choose.
I'm glad I didn't say anything because we're going where I thought we would go.
I have another prediction.
Oh, do you?
Volskaya. Definitely Volskaya.
Wow. It's, you know what? It is amazing how scarily accurate you are with these predictions.
I know. I'm just so in tune with the teams. And it looks like they've got it set up with Cats on My Keyboard getting first pick this time.
It does. Which presumably means that Clouded Minds are the ones who picked this map. So this is another potential really brawly map, right? Because these control points, they last a good long time. And in between the control points, there's long periods of time where we'll get to talk about things like Men in Black. Aren't you excited?
I am. I'm also I'm just very distracted by what's going on in the chat there. I don't know if that's Koala or who that is. Someone just said had the baby after 66 hours of labor. Oh my goodness. First of all, congratulations. And also, oh my gosh.
So I want to be clear that the congratulations was about having a baby, presumably, hopefully healthy and happy, and everybody's in a great place. Not about making it 66 hours of labor. Like as soon as you said that, I was like, what, are we running marathons here? Is it, you know?
I mean, congratulations on having the baby and also like making it through that.
Yeah. All right, so we already know that our bans are going to be the same, so we don't have to worry about that. Varian has been on the winning team both times. Has been pretty effective both times. What do you think? Is Varian going to make it onto Volskaya again? Not again. Is he going to be in this game again on Volskaya?
I could see it. I mean, honestly, I think like a variant Li Ming looks really good here. Again, if you're cats.
It does, you know, on top of that, you've got, since their first pick, they'd only get that variant at first. So then that would give Clouded Minds the potential to steal away that Li Ming. And maybe they do in that circumstance, especially on a map like this.
Yeah, it's... I mean, we'll see what they have dreamed up for their first pick here. Stukov has also been a pretty high priority hero tonight, and just in general, because he a thick boy. He can put out a lot of heals, although I think he has been on the losing team both games tonight, actually.
Which feels weird. Right?
It does. I will say, for my team this past season, we discovered that we were really not a fan of the Joe Stukov combo because it just didn't seem like they worked really well in tandem together. The way, like, you know, Joe Anduin, she's a good light bomb target and can set up the root, stuff like that, which I know Anduin was banned, but that was just something that we had discovered that was not something that worked out great for us.
Makes sense. Yeah, that combo does have a lot of value. I think it depends a lot on, you know, just what you're facing and what else you have on your team. Because Joe's lockdown isn't, you know, really long duration, right? That condemn, and then you've got your subdue after, or punish rather, subdue being the talent. But if you don't have subdue, then they just walk right out of, you know, whatever. So
oh, we've got a change in the bands.
well, of course we do, because I said we weren't going to.
Dukov coming out as the first ban. Also, just want to point out my co-caster Luna has joined. She just laid down in my lap. She heard there were cats here and she wanted to offer her services as a cat adjacent to a keyboard.
Seems completely reasonable to me.
And then a Varian ban. They heard you on that one, Arrow. They said, Varian, 2 wins already. We're not risking it going over to them. Get it out of here.
Makes sense. So, I mean, really, those are 2 heroes that go well together. What do you think we'll see in place of? You know, so Varian being one of the 2 tanks. Our first game was Diablo. Second game was Johanna. So, I don't... Okay. I was going to say, I don't think Johanna would be a bad one here. I don't expect to see Diablo. So what else do you think?
This means we're going to get at least 1 new tank, Arrow.
Yeah, at least 1. Probably 2.
Maybe we'll see some Blaze or a Spicy Cow.
Yep, either one of those. Let's see, who else do we have? We've got Stitches out there. We've got
Muradin.
Muradin. I feel like I'm missing somebody important. Well, there's that Sonya that keeps getting banned.
Yeah, we got, what do we get? 3 new bans, or 3 things didn't go through the bans. So Hogger, first pick. You can see why they've been banning that. Sonya, first pick. You can see why they've been banning that.
Crazy how that works out.
Yeah. Oh, and oh wait, they're the ones that have been banning Anduin.
Well, I mean, that's reasonable. Leave him up so that you can pick him.
Yeah.
Okay, I think after this that I've got everything set up correctly so that I should be able now to show the standings after this.
There's the Li Ming making a return.
Yeah, I like that. Leeming, you've got slows coming from Rhaegar. You've got potentially the leap. Yeah. Getting a leap Ming combo in there, I think would be pretty devastating.
Yeah, they just explode. So our third ban here for the sides of CM After Dark, banning the Muradin.
Okay, that should all be fully set now. So now I can come back over here. All right, so banning out the Muradin, like I think that makes a lot of sense because of what we were just talking about, right? You can have a Sonya leap, you can have a Muradin leap, you can have Leeming following up on those stuns really easily. Rhaegar can kind of dive in with his chompy. Oh, Nubrak, that's who I was derping on.
Yep. Anub and Hog are both pretty good setups for an Anduin light bomb.
Yeah, like the potential for dive really is interesting on both sides of this, right? You've got Tassadar backline, Leeming backline. Hogger and Anubrak can go both, heavy into the front. You've got Sonya who can do the same. This is gonna be interesting to see. Are we gonna see both the front lines like just jump to the opposite sides and then, and then just a bloodbath?
Diablo Tychus to round it out for Cats on My Keyboard. It's a pretty good setup for a bloodbath.
And they've got some, comfort heroes on this too, because obviously the Sonya was clearly a comfort pick because they've been banning it the whole time. Li Ming worked really well for them. Diablo Ming can be maybe not quite as easily devastating as Varian Li Ming, but can still do the same job.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, there's not all the walls in the world here for Diablo, but he's still a very good hero. And they also got the Tychus, which made sure their Diablo can't get blown up as easily.
Wait. Wait. What about Tassadar's on the other team, but he makes walls?
That's what I was about to say. I know you can. He can use those still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I knew he could use his own teams. I guess that makes sense that he could use both.
Yeah, because it's
so,
you still get hit, but like you can't go through your own team's wall, right? So.
So that's just. Is that just a Tassadar counter? Like you gonna make the electric fence? Okay, now you're just stunned into it.
We'll see. You still have to be able to get there. All right, let's get our teams introduced here. I don't think I did the thing. Let me do the thing. So on the left, we have CM After Dark. We're going to start with Death Punisher there on the Anduin, Tiger on the Hogger, the Milkman once again on Tassadar, Ravenex there on Lunara, and Probrush on the Anubrak.
Then Cats on My Keyboard, Delta Sniper on Tychus, Mac Daddio back on Ming, Apple on the Rhaegar, PJ Red playing Diablo, and Ghost on Sonya.
Sonya coming right up into the wall here, trying to keep the minions pushed pretty far forward. Now, in both games, CM's tank died like instantly, and it looks like that's not the direction we're going this time.
No, he said, let me rotate safe to the other lane. They're trying to catch Sonya here, but they don't really have the follow-up in place yet. So it's just one of those things, like, I want you to know I could do it.
Yeah, and it looks like they're taking the same or a very similar approach to last game. This time they have Anubrak's Beetles to provide the additional tankiness for the tower shots, but that gives Cats on My Keyboard the opportunity to do kind of the same thing up in the top lane. And,
yeah, CM is
winning
the race here.
having the Beatles is very helpful for them to do exactly that, but the towers are both down up top now, so they have a moment. Dive going out. Oh, I missed the Hogger, but looks like they're not quite gonna get the Sonya.
Yeah, Sonya makes it out. This fort probably does not make it out, but that kill on Hogger is huge, letting Cats catch up some here in the race.
Yeah, it's ultimately going to be a fort for a fort. The XP very slightly in Cats on My Keyboard's advantage. Not by much, but they are going to get another tower probably.
Yeah, they said, okay, you're not going to stop us. We'll just keep going. I got more bugs. Diablo is rotating down here.
Great stun there from Anubrak. Not a lot of mana left, so that was probably the last ability, maybe one shield left in the tank if they did happen to get there. But, you know, so let's kind of talk about the value of these two forts. You've got a top lane fort, you got a bottom lane fort. The bottom lane fort is like your end game, right? And the top lane is kind of early / mid game, so it's kind of interesting to see how they've prioritized this. And it feels like maybe with the Tychus that Cats on My Keyboard are essentially saying, hey, we want to try to get as much as we can around that level 10 range, so that whatever advantage you think you got, we're just going to level it out.
Take control of it to pilot the mech.
Yeah, I mean, the order of the objectives kind of dictates, you know, which lane is important to win. But I've also seen teams that if you've got that top fort down, then later on you can just say, I don't really care about the objective, and then just try to push for top keep if you've got that cleared, and let the other team take objective while you just push super hard elsewhere.
Nubrak is in a lot of danger here. Did get the burrow out. Sonya was right there to potentially finish the job, but couldn't quite get there. While Hogger is having to deal with that the siege push up in the top lane, is going to give them a little bit of pressure heading the other direction. Actually, it looks like he's even going to push that up a little bit. Five squad from Cats on My Keyboard here. Sitting on the point. Is Sonya going to head up again, doing exactly the opposite of what I said? Oh, nice stun coming out from Anubrak there, interrupting the Diablo as he charged in. And Hogger does come in to join, but gets kind of stuck in that corner. Used the knockback, so isn't going to pay a penalty for it, but looked a little scary for a moment.
Yeah, Ming got really low there, but she was able to make it out okay. Sonya gets caught by the burrow, but she's fine.
We saw Anduin going down there, trying to keep the channel going on the control point, but ended up having to come back because the fight was taking place so very far away. And, you know, they don't have a Genji, but somebody needed healing. Li Ming in the hidden bush there, waiting, looking for the opportunity. A big root out onto... Man, they're just giving Diablo a tough time with those shadow charges. Anduin going deep into the backline. Does get a stun, but no real follow-up there. At the moment, charged into the wall. The leap of faith is going to pull him out of danger, though.
Yeah, Anub had burrowed in there very aggressively, so luckily he had the Anduin there to get him out of danger when that didn't pan out. Oh, Ming. Big blink away.
Who's going to go down. It was close. Nubrak was looking for that, Li Ming. And ultimately, Cats on My Keyboard will secure their first vehicle of the match here. And this is where that play like works out in their favor, because they can kind of focus on this mid lane, bring this down. Sonya's going to pick up that XP in the bottom lane as they're getting really close to level 10. And they're actually going to head down to the bottom lane. Kind of what I said earlier, we're going to win and then even out exactly what you did. And then it becomes even easier for them to do that with the second control point.
Yeah, they take down the whole wall mid to open that up. Top is already gone, so now you just get whatever value you can here in the bot lane to set you up for the next one.
And with level 10s, I mean, they can get a lot of value here if they decide to push for it. They have all 5 members here.
Yeah, all their damage is in the Tree Glove right now, so they can't totally take advantage of that talent tier advantage. But they do get the fort,
What is the extent of the protector's
and they can
power?
probably keep pushing here if they want to, because Hogger is showing in the top lane, but they want the turret. Oh, that was a leap. That was put the fear into you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a flex. That was I'm just letting you know. I know you're there. Blue
They do
team.
manage to steal the camp.
Blue
But
team's coming
CM said we
aggressive.
can do that too.
Lightning breath coming out from the Diablo, so won't be able to cocoon that Diablo at least for the 4 seconds that that's going on. We
Yeah,
haven't really
we
talked
do
a ton about
have,
talents these games either.
Archon for the Tassadar this game. He had the Black Hole last game that worked out really well for them.
Well, we've got the healing camp here as red team rotating in. It's going to get picked up by CM After Dark. The burrow charge coming out. They're looking for the Anduin light bomb. Just a little bit off on the timing. There's the leap and
Huge
what is that?
leap.
Easy bait? No, that's with the Leor. Hogger is gonna just go hog wild there in the back as Rhaegar's gonna fall. They're gonna get a second kill out onto the Diablo. Can Tiger make it out? No, he can't. Leaving, sorry, Tiger's gonna finish that as Milkman also gonna go down.
Oh,
I thought we were gonna get to say it.
didn't quite get it.
So close.
Yeah,
Lunara.
I think it was the Anduin took the piercing route, and I think that's what set them up there for CM to get some of those kills there.
Yeah, that level 4 talent is really nice.
Yeah, it's not one you see a ton, but can be used very effectively if the other team decides to stack up.
I see it all the time in ARAM. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like the
And
only
isn't
talent anybody
ARAM the
takes.
true meta?
I believe it is. Well, I don't even know what the other 4 talents are. All right, well, here comes control point B, and this one is, you know, pretty heavily in favor of Cats on a Keyboard. They already were able to get the first control point, and now blue team doesn't have a healing wall nearby, or a wall even to retreat to should they need to defend.
Yeah, it definitely does set up Cats on my Keyboard pretty nicely. CM was able to get the 13s to make sure they could fight this on even talents, and they also have a camp that needs to be dealt with at the moment.
Sonya
Just
got
Hogger
scouted
things.
there. I think she was looking for that Tassadar, and Lunara was able to catch the vision there. Nubrak going in does get the cocoon out, and Rhaegar's gonna get that ancestral just in time.
Huge
Goes spinning.
self-ancestral.
There's a leap out onto the Anubrak. He's going to get pulled away out of the lightning breath. Tassadar with the Archon trying to do what they can onto the Diablo, but another missed light bomb opportunity there. Anubrak walking away from that one.
Yeah, hasn't quite synced up the light bomb with his team yet, but everybody's still up here.
Anubrak going in right into the Tychus, who's still in the Odin. Sonya's going to get stunned out of the spin. Diablo going in. Couldn't quite catch Lunara, though.
Oh, he's in trouble now, too.
And a second kill coming out. Anubrak with that big stun. Tychus was trying to use the over something. Anyways, his AoE ability to try to kill Augur, but too far away.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of those moments there where the like huge range on Diablo charge just kind of worked against Cats on your keyboard, where it's like, I'm gonna get him, and then you go, oh no, I'm suddenly surrounded by their entire team.
It was that
While
moment
your
that
other
you knew.
teammates are desperately trying to catch up to you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never do that. A lot of vision here. Out
Oh.
onto the Tychus. There's the light bomb. That Tychus should be dead, right? It's a Nubarak is dead. And the healing well's down too. Sonya was able to pick that up and drop it. Li Ming did get put into the cocoon, but Lunar is able to get a second kill out onto Sonya. So this protector going over to the blue team.
Yeah, that was a very ambitious burrow by the Anubarak, but ends up working out for them getting 2 kills to 1 there and the objective.
You know, the unfortunate thing too is that I bet that if Anubarak had dropped that healing, like dove in, dropped the healing thing, you know, with the stun, he probably lives.
Yeah, I definitely know the pain, or everyone's just yelling at you. Hit F, hit F!
F in chat. Well, they do even out the top lane. There is still that mid fort up for the red team. Oh, Anubarak's going to get that burrow
That's
along
a big
with the
light bomb.
It's not quite enough as Diablo's going to get pushed away. So actually survives that. Apple, though, is going to get taken down. Lunara, I believe, was in the vehicle and managed to get that kill.
Yeah, and it looks like Tychus might be enough to deter CM, get them back off, which means Cats gets to keep their mid fort for now and stay up a structure.
And CM has a lot to deal with. This bottom lane did do some pretty significant damage to one of those towers. It's not quite down, but this is kind of the stage of the game where CM opened up that bottom lane and, you know, they did get that full wall down. This is where they kind of want to be playing.
Yep, and CM there, they do go up an item, picking up that turret for themselves. And support camp comes up in 30 seconds, which looks like that might be what people are wanting to play around, although Cats have their turret that just came up as well in the bot lane.
Looks like that's where they're heading. Just a slight level advantage here for CM After Dark. We're going to have another minute, maybe minute and a half before the control point comes up. So I kind of expect CM in some ways to be looking for this fight, which is kind of what they're doing. PJ using his flames to make sure, like, just scout out those bushes. Sonya's trying to catch him up in the bottom lane, gathering that XP, while CM is getting a little bit of damage on this while using the siege camp to get another tower down.
Yeah, now we'll see if people really want to commit to this fight or not. Diablo getting stunned to start.
Oh, that light bomb was so
There it is.
perfect.
There it is. That's what they've been wanting. Sonya won against the world in the backline. I don't love that for her.
I don't think she's much in love with it either. Anubarak might secure a 4th kill. Diablo's back as the soul's out, and holy smokes, that light bomb. You know, surely that wasn't planned because it was the 3rd bounce before Hogger got there. I think a lot of that was, you know, lucky timing. Like, the intent was there. I think that it was just lucky that it was so good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes with Light Bomb, luck is all you need. It's like, there's shit happening. Let me put this on my tank right now, or my bruiser. And, it worked that time.
Yeah, and that was it. The intent was clearly there, right? I mean, Hogger was way back. He went in with his whirlwind and made it happen, but it was just lined up so wonderfully for them. 40% on the core. Another light bomb coming out, this time onto the Sonya. They do manage to get the kill out onto the Li Ming. Ancestral going out onto Sonya, spinning around here as Tychus went into the cocoon, and that's going to be game number 2, going to CM After Dark. And, you know, what a way for them to pull that back too, right? Because just a few moments ago, we had talked about how these light bombs, they're not really hitting where they need to hit.
Yeah, but I mean, you get a little bit later into the game like that, the forts are down, you get a big fight like that and just had enough damage to go ahead and finish off the core. Was also unfortunate Diablo, after he respawned, he died in the defense of that top keep. So
Yeah.
Ming had to do it all alone.
I gotta write down these heroes real quick here. So that was, you know, CM didn't even get to the point of that third control point. Set it up from the very beginning of the game and didn't even get to that.
Yeah. They did, I mean, Cats did really well setting themselves up. Had all the forts down, but like I said, just those team fights towards the end of the game.
Oh, you know what? I haven't been showing the talents at the end of. I mean, I've shown the talents in the game. I just forgot at the end. Forgot I could even tab over to that.
Oh my gosh, you really are rusty.
Like I know that they exist. I just, you know, you play ARAM, you don't sit there and tab over to the other page. Okay, get off my back. You know what? We were going to talk about standings. So, speaking of standings, oh come on, this worked earlier. It looked like, did it not save it? We're not going to talk about standings. Let's go back to maps. So I reinstalled the software today, and everything looked fine before, like literally like 6 hours ago. I double checked everything, and of course now that it's go time, it's like maybe not.
Yeah, just like CM, the software making you a liar.
Exactly. So all right, so let's see here. So that was Volskaya Foundry. All right, so don't look at chat yet. What map do you think we'll see next?
Just by virtue of the fact that so many people love it, I think we're overdue for a Shrines game.
Fair. I was thinking maybe Dragonshire. I don't know, it's hard to say, because really all of these maps are, even Shrines, even though it's a big map, like they all have a lot of those central locations where you have to have fights over.
Yeah, I also personally am a big fan of Alterac. I think that's a really fun one.
I keep looking at this ban on Towers of Doom, and I'm like, maybe we can go back and like erase that.
Yeah, if we get to game 5, formally vote to undo that ban and have them pick a different one, so we can have the ultimate game 5 map.
Right. How do you ban out Towers of Doom when you've got a 5-game set?
Gonna have to have some stern words with one of the teams after this match.
Or both.
Or both.
Because, I mean, we don't know. Maybe Blue Team would have banned it anyways.
That's true.
You know what? I think, why don't we do a quick a quick break while we wait for the team to set up their map, just to give us a moment, maybe catch some water or something, and watch a little video clip. Sound good to you?
Sounds good.
All right, be right back.
The Dark Nexus. It is mine to wield, to control.
I am angered. Friend?
The Nexus shall tremble. I have been abundantly clear, usurper. This realm belongs to me. Behold the power of the Dark Nexus. I shall bring order to this realm. And the Nexus itself.
There is much for us to settle.
You shall pay for this treachery. Come and take your punishment.
It's boom time! Pedal to the metal. Let's get this party started. And I'm out of here.
Are you trying to show me up? You're a bother. My wrath takes form.
Calling for a retreat. Smell you later.
Light condemn you.
Oh, yeah.
This is gonna be too much fun. Someone should probably stop us.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the short video clips there. One of my favorite things about Blizzard is their video animations that they do for, you know, whether it was the characters created for Heroes of the Storm or whether it was you know, the Anduin and Thrall announcement for Warcraft. They do so well with them.
Yeah, I always like that about your streams too, Arrow. Playing those like HOTS videos that they put together, a lot of which were apparently before my time, because they're really cool.
Yeah, they're really nice. And there's only one of them. For whatever reason, the original Heroes of the Storm cinematic, which is really cool, like, is the only one that's copyright protected, like, that blocks out Twitch, so I can't play that one, which sucks, but because it's really cool. Anyways, game number 4 here is going to be, you suggested Alterac.
I did. I said it was my favorite. They listened. They picked it. Thank you very much.
There you go. Anybody out there who's like, I hate Alterac, I don't ever want to see this again, you can blame Lulu. It's all her fault.
That is the only reasonable thing to do.
Yeah. We've got a new ban here, so we've really branched out, banning out the Dahaka this time.
Yeah, we have seen both of the teams play Dahaka at this point. Varian banned again, which, you know, he does have a 100% win rate on the games he was allowed to go through, so that seems like a solid ban. This is another map where Ming orbs are super annoying around the objective, and also Stukov can have some cheesy good silence points as well.
You know, the other one that I think of here is Junkrat. Junkrat can do a lot. He's got that long range poke, so he can stall out control points really easily. He's got the zone control with his root and concussion mine. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see one of the teams pick up an Junkrat here either, or ban it.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, there's the Hogger. They said, Tiger, you do not get that again. Absolutely not. Anduin and Sonya immediate, though.
That's a good combo. I mean, we saw how much potential the leap had from Sonya last game. It didn't quite work out in the long run for them, but it definitely brought a lot of value. And I mean, Sonya and Hogger kind of share that in a way with their ultimates. This feels familiar to me.
I love the way every draft we just trade half the heroes around. It's, anything you can do, I can do better.
Exactly. So Li Ming's gonna get taken out. I think that makes a ton of sense. I mean, especially in a map like this, there's not a lot of stuff to get in the way of Li Ming's bombs, and they took the Anubrak, which means that you can't even have beetles get in the way. Sylvanas has been the ban here for them each time, and I can't. Oh wow! I was gonna say I can't see them.
What were you about
that.
to say, Arrow? Is CM gonna punish them for that?
I mean, you have to, right? Like this feels like such a strong map for Sylvanas, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know that there's any map that isn't a strong map for Sylv.
I mean, sure,
maybe Towers. Hey, there she is. And there's that Tassadar making his 3rd appearance in a row.
Yeah. Maps like this, like BOE, where you have these really strong objectives that go one way or the other, like it just feels like that's a map where you don't want to have Sylvanas. So I guess they were more concerned about the Muradin light bomb combo than they are about what Sylvanas can bring. Then again, if they can keep the Wolf Riders coming from their side, then so be it.
We got a little spice here, Arrow. Mac Daddy-O been playing those mages all night. Li Ming Kael'thas has locked in a Karazim if they don't switch it to somebody else. We got double support over for the cats.
Our world is worth fighting for.
Going into May.
I forgot May was a hero. It's been so long since I've seen her.
Yeah, we didn't actually throw her name out there when we were talking about tanks last round.
Right.
And that actually probably not a bad map for her to have been picked on that one either. But
Speaking of Blizzard cinematics, remember when they faked everyone out with that whole snowy thing, and then it was Alterac instead of May, or vice versa, whatever it was.
Yeah. Were you playing when they introduced Genji? And I think it was Genji and Diva. Maybe they were introducing the event, not Genji and Diva. And everyone was like, Deathwing confirmed. Yeah.
Oh, don't talk about Deathwing now. I'm sad.
All right, on the left. Oh, gotta fix this. We go there. And well, actually, why don't you go ahead and introduce?
All right, for Cats on My Keyboard this game, we've got PJ Red on the Anubarak. Apple is on the Stukov. Mac Daddy-O playing that Karazim. Delta Sniper's got Chromie. And then Ghost on Hogger.
Alrighty, and off to the left, we've got CM After Dark. The Milkman on the Tassadar once again. Raven X, they're going to be playing the Sylvanas. Tiger on the Sonya. Death Punisher on Anduin, and Probrush going to be on May. Did get that Chromie vision, allowing them to scout out the full 5-man going up to the top lane there.
Yeah, great use of that Chromie scout there. You always worry about the Sylv cheese to start when the team has got it, so that was very well done.
And we saw them all split up at the beginning too, so they were prepared for it. A nice knockback there. The Sylvanas gonna get taken out. Ghost with a really nice not loot horde, that's the man, I don't remember what's the name of his thing. His crate of food, meat crate, I don't know.
Just Hogger things.
Let's find out. It is Loot Horde. It is Loot Horde. Okay. Well, then I don't know what the name of his ultimate is. I guess we'll find out later.
Man, May trait just saved her there. It's seems to be this style that Probrush really likes. Just charge in with your tank and hope the team gets a kill off of it.
Well, you know what? It's managed to secure them 2 games so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Hogger was able to rip the siege camp for the sides of Cats on My Keyboard, so that is pushing in mid, and Hogger's also going for the camp steal right now.
That's kind of crazy. I wonder if anybody's going to notice this, or if they even ultimately are going to care if they're able to, because they've got.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't seem like they care. For a lot of teams, that siege camp is what you go for immediately. Sonya dies mid lane.
That is no bueno. That could ultimately end up being a fort if Hogger's able to get this and they can just keep pushing that mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, you know, CM is getting a little value in the top lane, but Cats on My Keyboard controlling the rest of the map right now.
They're not going to get a lot out of that, but, you know, half of that tower almost in the mid lane is going to go away. A little bit of damage onto the fort is going to happen as well. And it's all in trade for 2 towers up top. So, you know, a little bit of a loss in XP, too. They're down by about a whole level. Sylvanas going to get caught by PJ Red.
Yeah, and honestly, the Cats on My Keyboard was holding up really well. 3v4 against a Sylvanas in the top lane. So that was, they got to be really happy with how that trade has worked out for them so far. Objectives are up now, and Chromie's in danger. Oh, good night.
Got shocked by the electric fence. Hogger able to pick up that siege camp once again, so that's the 3rd camp Hogger's been able to pick up now. And that'll be going in mid lane.
And Stukov briefly there did have the silence on that point. That was that cheese I mentioned earlier, but wasn't able to stall it out long enough. Chromie is back on the map though, so I'm guessing we'll see a contest here pretty shortly.
Yeah, especially with that camp going in mid lane.
Yeah, exactly. Great pressure for Cats on My Keyboard mid lane.
Well, Mac Daddy-O is going to get caught by the Blizzard, stunned, and that is a kill. That's going to allow them to get the Ram Riders coming out for the Alliance. I thought May was toast there, but Leap of Faith is going to come in, keeping Probrush alive.
Yeah, I mean, if you have any sort of, like, blow-up comp at all, you just hate to see an Anduin on the other team just to get out of jail free card.
Hortiple. Thank you, Azunti. I also don't really ever play Hogger, so remembering his abilities sometimes can be a little bit tough.
Yeah, my Hogger is probably level 1 or 2, so,
Oh, well, there you
so
go.
I was like, I have no health. He was trying to defend 1v3 in the top lane. Tass might be in danger here, all by his lonesome.
The root's
But I
gonna
think
come
he's
out,
willing
but he
to
can't
take
quite
that
get
trade
out.
for the fort.
Yeah. Low blow finishing the job there. Anubrak diving in does get the stun out onto Mei, as Ravenex having to use the Banshees to get to the other side. Didn't want to have to go through the entire team. Hogger going to head back here. Push up in the top lane is not crazy, but it is going to get probably that wall with that full minion wave and the Ram Rider. Ween is kindly pointing out that his nickname during his farming internship was Ram Rider. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yep. Yep. Also, Chromie does have her little talent advantage here. She took the slowing sand, so she's got that online already.
She's also out of mana.
That is one unfortunate downside to Chromie in general and that ult.
Hogger picking up the siege camp once again in the mid lane, and this time Sonya coming over to pick up the blue side, as the team's very even in XP here.
Yeah, we're gonna get Tins online basically at the same time for both teams. Karazim is totally fine. He can blink out of that, no problem.
He's like, you have leap of faith, I have jump of faith. And there they are, level 10s for both, as Chromie now heading up into the mid lane, Hogger coming down to the mid lane. So we see Anubrak diving in, looking for the Tassadar. Ghost going into the back line is going to have the light bomb, but it's only going to hit one there. Mei looking for the Chromie. And the leap going to whiff there, but they it's actually Mei who's going to fall. The time trap coming out is going to stop Sonya and saves two of them. Apple and MacDaddy-O were both quite low there.
That was an incredible time stop from Chromie.
That's, you know, that's one of those fights where they got one kill. It was on Mei, but that one kill is super impactful, especially right now going into the control point.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hogger here can still clear out the mid lane, keep that pressure up in the favor of Cats on my keyboard. Well, they're going to get a bunch of time here.
Sonya missed with her spear, so just trying to not get put into a bad place. The defenders are going to get interrupted, so the channel going for a few more seconds there, stopped at 14 seconds.
Yeah, Chromie has literally no mana, so she's got to back up, and Noob needs to be careful here.
Mei really far behind enemy lines there. Tiger's going to get put into a cocoon as Chromie's going to hit the time trap. Double stun. Light bomb is going to come out and hit two, so big shield there for the Anduin, but Anduin is stuck. Gets a little bit of a push help from Stukov, but oh, Sonya was almost going to get that Chromie once again.
Delta with these time traps is insane. That's like 4 kills already that he's saved with time trap.
All of the blue team are super low except for Mei, and MacDaddy-O's like, I'm taking advantage of that. Sonya, or not Sonya, Sylvanas gonna get stunned, and that's 2 kills that they were able to secure just from that aggressive positioning with the Hogger and the follow-up from Karazim.
Yeah, that was really nicely done by Hogger, just hanging out there on the flank, and then, uh-oh, you ran into me. That's a shame.
Both teams looking to pick up their siege camps, and this time it'll be the Wolf Riders for the Horde coming in from the right. And that mid fort, I think, is toast. I mean, you've got a siege camp, you've got the Wolf Riders coming in, and I mean, let's just take a look at this detail. Like, how often do you see the forts? Like, the fort's on fire. Like this, like
Port is
other
on
maps don't have that.
fire.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought mid was going to be toast, but they 100% were like, no, we're not losing mid. We want to prevent all of that from happening.
Yeah, there's a very, very brief window here where Cats on My Keyboard is up 13s. They've caught the Sylvanas, but Leap of Faith right out of there. She might still be in trouble, though.
Sonya's not here either, so that was a nice big stun. Anduin having to get back there and knock back onto the Mei as she does use her trait to get out of that. And I'm amazed nobody's dead right now. Sonya's still in the bottom lane like, go team. See you soon.
I gotta say, as a healer main, I fully respect and appreciate the Anduin self-light bomb. Sometimes you're just like, but I could be exactly where I want to be here, and you just light bomb yourself. And sometimes it works. It's there. It did make sure nobody went down.
Well, Tassadar is going to go down here, caught in the slowing sands. Nothing you can do about that with the stun. Death Punisher.
Mac Daddy in trouble, but he gets out.
Yeah, Death Punisher not so lucky. I was really surprised that they were going for that mid fort, the counter push there with so much going in the top lane. As Sylvanas going to get caught. Stukov with that silence, just the tip of it.
Yeah, and Cat's got a big flank there while CM was pushing into that fort. And that's going to be 4 kills to 1. Make it 5 kills to 1.
5 kills to 1. And you know what? If it was all 5 and 0, I would have said the thing. Or you could have said the thing. But they got a counter kill, and yeah. The thing will have to come out at another time.
It will. Hopefully it'll happen. Alright. Cats on my keyboard. We're back to the boss arrow. They're in a better situation here. Now 4v4 on the map, but they are ahead on XP. They're about to be up a talent tier. So this should get a lot of value for them.
Wow. 3 more seconds May could have just been like, this is mine.
It's true.
So I was going to say earlier, I didn't want to interrupt with what was going on. You mentioned about the self-light bomb. That's pretty much exactly how I play Stukov. I know exactly where I want these pustules to go, so I'm going to put it on myself. If I put it on you, you're just going to die, or you're going to run from me, and then we don't get heals.
Yeah, I do hate that. Like, go hug your teammate. What are you doing?
Second boss going to be picked up here for Cats on My Keyboard momentarily, and that's a big boss play for them. That forces CM now to either defend that boss or lose their fort. And if they don't defend it, then they may very well lose this objective, because it's going to take them a little while to get there.
Yeah, Cats on My Keyboard is a little slow here to get over to the objective. So it does give Clouded Minds some time to clear out that boss. It will still get some damage onto the keep, but they should burn that down pretty quickly at this point. And they do catch up in talent tier there as well. So they'll be in a good spot to try and defend this. Although Chromie does have her time trap set up. And
well, there's the stall. 20 seconds left for red. Not bad. Like, this game is not significantly in one direction or the other. Icewall's gonna whiff on players at least.
yeah, Chromie will get her 18 advantage here pretty soon, so that'll be something for Cats on My Keyboard there for a little bit. They're looking to push back in on the objective.
Slowing Sands is going to make it a little bit difficult here, as Kerzim will get the channel. Sonya is going to get put into a cocoon. This is not a great place if you're CM. There's Light Bomb coming out, is going to hit onto the Nubrek, but the silence is going to lock down the Tassadar. And Anduin's going to go down as well. Tiger leaping into the back, coming out of that cocoon, but it's just May and Sonya. And
Huge Hogger kerosene play there.
not much room for May at this point. Wolf Riders going to be joining the map here in a few moments, and just like we saw on the last game where they made use of those beetles from Anubarak, doing the same thing and also using the time traps. It's always exciting seeing time traps and Rhaegar totems and variant banners and things like that to take those shots to give you that opportunity to, you know, get some damage on a structure that maybe would be doing a lot of damage to you otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely. And May's still dead for a few more seconds. Cat's on my keyboard pushing hard to get this second keep, hopefully, down for them, because that really opens up your win condition if you can get that. But they aren't quite 20s yet.
And it's full 5 squad on both sides. So it looks like ultimately CM will retain their second key. Their second key.
Yep, that's
not very far for 20 though.
Just one of those times, like, let's just be safe here, not risk getting rid of this huge advantage we have. They're gonna have 2 full levels that they're up 20s on CM.
Well, and you already mentioned that Chromie had hers for a while, and that piercing sands is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. She is even scarier now.
So level 20 is here for Cats. Chromie setting up down in the bottom lane. Of course, boss coming up in 20 seconds, so they may just elect to just boss and then boss again. With those 20s and with Chromie having piercing sands, I don't think there's a lot to prevent them from doing exactly that.
Yeah, I will say in CM's favor, they do have Black Hole and that May Ice Wall. So they do have something in their pockets to try and contest it if they wanted to, but the map is just really working against them. They've still got a full level of XP to catch up on.
Yeah, and the challenge here is that I think they had to fight this. This boss, like, this takes out their bottom fort. Sorry, bottom keep. They can't fight up top because it's not going to be up until they're up at the top. So they have to defend the boss, and then they're going to have to defend a second boss, and they're going to have to do that while the objective's going. So this is putting a lot of pressure on CM. Cats on my keyboard are doing a really good job of layering on the challenge here.
Yeah, definitely keeping the pressure up in that boss. Even with the full 5 stack, he's going to have about half health when he gets to keep. So we'll get a little more damage chunked off here, but keep is definitely still going to be up. There are the 20s coming in for Clouded Mines now, so they're ready.
Technically, Clouded Mines could leave that top boss. It won't kill the boss by itself, or the core by itself. But I mean, they do still have to deal with the fact that they've got Reavers coming in both of the other lanes. So if this goes on for too long, it does not go well for them. And I think that them actually taking this much time to go kill that boss, even just to throw damage on it, is a huge problem for them, because now there's only 15 seconds left on this channel, less than that now.
Yeah, Hogger coming straight in on the Anduin there. He exploded. Oh my goodness.
What a great play there by Hogger. Sonya going in, trying to saying, we got to figure something out. We have to get something out of this, because if we don't, this is game over. Milkman's going to fall. Sonya's going to fall. Sylvanas is about to fall. Lulu!
Oh no.
Say the thing!
That team went down faster than a deep fried Oreo to stay fair.
That's true. That happened. Wolf Riders coming Now they're gonna head down, get this bottom fort. They may even, like, I don't know, I was gonna say they may even just go kill the mid one, but because those Ram Riders are so far away. But they do enough damage.
Yeah, they got damage, they got big health bars, they got 2 healers, they got Chromie. And guess what? Weenus doesn't have to riot. We're getting game 5.
Crazy. You thought you were going to go to bed early.
I'm just fine. I'm in Central Time Zone. This is very late for you, though.
12:30. What is time?
I don't know.
So,
maybe Chromie could tell us a thing or two.
Yeah. Especially these days with all that Chromie. You don't play WoW, right?
No, I haven't played
okay.
in a couple expansions now, unfortunately.
Well, the current content has all kinds of Chromie shenanigans going on.
Oh, very nice.
In fact, we actually get to fight a version of Chromie. So
spoilers, Arrow.
I mean, it's in a dungeon, so. Listen, if you're not at that point, then you're not at that point. So be it. All right. So this game was very reminiscent of the first game. 4 kills to 21. Cats on my keyboard very much in control throughout. And, we've seen kind of this back and forth where, CM had very strong performance there on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and then Volskaya Foundry was a little bit more balanced, but obviously in their favor. They got it with that final team fight. Whereas Cats on my keyboard has been playing very methodical games, and when they perform those correctly, they've won them handily. So, if you're CM after dark here, how do you make sure that you pull out this third game, this third victory? Any particular thoughts that you have?
Yeah, I
have an idea.
Think, what is your idea?
A red laser pointer.
That's a really good thought. I had not considered that, but that would, Cats on my keyboard wouldn't know what to do. They can't counter that. There is no counter to that.
Right? Exactly. You're just hosed at that point. I think that's what they were going with for Tassadar, right? With his laser.
That's a good point.
And then
but instead he took the electric fence, then he took the fence upgrade at 20. Cat can jump right over that.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Arrow, I'm actually 100% on the night. I told you we were not going to go all night without playing Infernal Shrines.
You did in fact tell me that.
I will say too, on that last map, I mean, kind of the traditional way to play Alterac is a huge emphasis on those siege camps in the mid lane because of the push they provide. And in the early game, we just saw CM say, I don't really care about that. Meanwhile, Hogger was taking all the camps, getting all that pressure. Chromie was pushing in mid lane. She got that kill onto the Sonya in the early game. So it really just set up Cats on my keyboard to snowball kind of off of that early game pressure and success they had.
For sure. And I was a little concerned that the bulk of their damage was kind of focused in Chromie, but that they didn't seem to really care. They had
Delta played an amazing Chromie.
Oh, absolutely. And being able to have your combination of dives and stuns along with that silence really, and I mean the time traps were oppressive.
Yeah, there were some of those early fights that, I mean, that was the reason that you know, Cats on My Keyboard didn't lose anybody.
Right.
Also, Delta pointing out in the chat, so far in this Best of 5 Karazim, undefeated. Basically the best hero in the video game.
I mean, makes sense to me.
That's just
We
math.
we also do technically have Varian undefeated as well.
Yeah. And Hogger, I think. Hogger's made it in 2 games. And then,
Let's see. Yeah.
What?
Because he was banned the first 2. Yeah.
Yes. CM got a win with Hogger, and then last game, Cats on My Keyboard playing the Hogger just as well. Both teams really making use of his flankability. No, that makes it sound like you get flanked. Just Hogger things.
Yeah. Being able to go where he wants to go and make things happen.
Yes. Let's see. So CM for this last game, they chose first pick then.
Yep. I have to figure out why those standings aren't showing up. Well, I know why they're not showing up. I don't know why they won't show up again.
Yeah.
Let me try again. Let me try one more time. Just gonna go there.
Oh, you know, actually, us being in Game 5 means Clouded Minds has lost more games tonight than they have the entire season. That's insane.
Well, you know what? I mean, that just goes to show the power of the finals and presumably some good scouting on behalf of Cats on My Keyboard.
Yeah, and I mentioned this earlier too. B West is a double round robin division, which means these teams have already played each other twice this season. And I want to say the one game that CM dropped actually was to Cats on My Keyboard, but I'm not positive of that offhand.
I know a place we could find out.
Yes, it was.
Excellent. I was going to say.
Tuesday, October 17th was the day.
Not long ago. Really. I mean, less than a month ago. And
Yeah.
they've been in playoffs for a few weeks, so that probably was like the last week. So CM went the entire season not dropping a map, and then at the last minute, Cats on My Keyboard was like, bink.
They said meow meow. Sorry, I played on the Nexus Cats for many seasons. There's been many a meow in my day.
It was like when you have a cat that's asleep, right? And they're asleep for a long time, and I don't know, you're watching television, whatever. And then the cat wakes up, and it stretches, and then the claws come out. And the claws, like, they start and just like one little poke, and then you're like, ah, why?
Yep. All right, Hogger getting banned by Cats on My Keyboard. I think that's a really good move considering how good Tiger was with it. And CM After Dark has first pick here.
Not only that, but it's also Infernal Shrines, and I think that this is maybe Hogger's best map.
It's certainly a very good one. Also, for similar reasons, that Sonya ban makes a lot of sense from CM. Especially considering that the Cats first picked her a couple games ago. She also is quite good here.
Yep. Well, we're going to get Johanna as our first pick here. We haven't seen Johanna since...
I think it's just been the one game she's been in.
All right, so... what do we have go with Johanna? Anduin is obviously one of the options that we've seen a bunch of
Yeah,
tonight.
and I think... Never mind. I was going to say, I feel like of your cats, you maybe want to pick the Anduin because CM's already shown that they really like the Anduin. They played it, I think, twice now, and it has very good pairing with Johanna no matter which ult she picks.
All right, we're gonna get
But-
Dahaka.
Are they gonna make me a liar now, Arrow? Dang it! How do they know what we're saying when the stream is on a delay?
I know, right?
I don't understand.
So no damage showing yet for CM After Dark. Holding on to some kind of secret strategy.
Yeah, Mac Daddio is back to showing a mage here after that Karazim performance. And Kael'thas, this is to me one of his most annoying maps to go up against him.
Yeah.
Just because he can living bomb all those little monkeys around the shrines.
Yep, and that can be really annoying when you have to consider the zone potential that living bomb brings.
Yeah, for sure.
Next pickup here going to be Muradin Leoric, so they're also going to keep that last DPS hidden.
Yeah, and what the Leo Stukov combo means is that you can essentially get Buried Alive at level 10. It's the Buried Alive we have at home.
What? Okay.
Right? Like we've got whatever it is at home and it's like the slightly less good version.
Right.
I mean, it still works, but like, you know, it takes two people to line it up, not just Leo all on his own. The Hanzo making a return for Raven X this game since they did ban out that Sylvanas. Then the Milkman game, is this 3 or 4 that he's
4.
played Tassadar?
Yep. 2-1 on it in this series. Game 1 played, I think, Orphea maybe?
Oh, and Delta Sniper fight. Little Sniper back on the Chromie.
So
Tiger Thoughts, are you not entertained?
So, all right. So we've got Hanzo potentially with the arrow, with Dragon Arrow, could also go into Dragon Strike with the shrines. Like, could potentially do that to counter the Entomb in a way, right?
Yeah,
you drop
and I
an
will
Entomb,
say-
now you've got Dragon Strike on it.
Yeah, his arrow, his stun arrow, he's really well the last time he had it. And with Joe's ability to pull people in, could see that combo work out for Clouded Minds again here.
And I kind of expect maybe we'll see well, I don't know, we'll come back to that. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams. On the left, it's CM After Dark. It's game 5, everybody. This is it. This is the last game. Whoever wins this gets to go home with the trophy. Pro Brush gonna be playing the Johanna. We got Tiger on the Dahaka, the Milkman once again on the Tassadar, Death Punisher on Rhaegar, and Raven X on the Hanzo.
Then for Cats on my keyboard, we have PJ Red on Muradin. I did see him jump the fence, even though people home probably didn't see it. Ghost is on the Leoric, Delta Sniper on Chromie, Apple on Stukov, Mac Daddio on Kael'thas.
Isaac says, I am, but the suspense is not helping me keep my stomach calm. Fair, fair. All right, Lyric's gonna get caught by the drag, but you know, it's not much of a drag. Apple there is stuck by the wall. It's not even electrified. And counter to how most of the games have gone, the quick kill this time going in favor of CM After Dark.
Yeah, they because of how early it is, they don't get a ton of bonus from that, but it does get them maybe a little bit ahead in the rotations as the camps do start to come up. And they do go start that immediately with the Hanzo Rhaegar. Oh!
Well, Tiger
Chromie
isolating Chromie said you don't get to walk out of that time trap. He's not very far. So I kind of wonder, so we talked about the tanks thing. So ProBrush is playing Johanna, and we've seen, whether it was May, whether it was Nubrak, Probe has been like diving in, up in your face, don't care about whatever is, you know, beyond. Johanna doesn't really have that potential, unless you take Falling Sword, which they may because of the Entomb. We're seeing an aggressive pull here. Has the light bomb, spreads it over to Rhaegar, I think that is. As Johanna standing now on the point, has 5 blue health bars rather, and that's going to get them to camp with no loss.
Yeah, there were a lot of chunked health bars there, but CM does walk away with that camp. And honestly, I think this is the strongest early game we've seen from them all night so far.
Yeah, absolutely it is. We're up 2-0 in kills, half a level in XP. I don't think
3 camps to 0.
Yeah, I don't think CM has gotten level 10 first in any of the games. Like, they've been essentially tied. Maybe 2 months Spider Queen? I can't remember. But definitely not the others. I think. I don't know. I could be just making that up.
It's okay, no one can check the tapes.
Exactly. YouTube comments tomorrow are gonna be like, oh, look, here's the link, here's the timestamp. Happened 14 times. Somehow in 4 games.
So
anyways.
Joe is down soaking in the bot lane. I guess CM wants to get that level 7 maybe before they can test, but that does kind of give Cats on My Keyboard time to regain their footing, and they have set up first around the objective, although they are down a level here in talent tier.
Yeah, Leoric's heading down to the bottom lane, and keep in mind Dahaka's got that potential to global in. He used it earlier, but that's surely back up by now. Leoric and Chromie pretty far away, so this is looking like it's almost certainly going to be a Punisher going over for CM After Dark. Nice juke there by Tiger to just dodge the spooky hand from Leoric without having to even take a single tick of the damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of resources for Cats on My Keyboard to throw in the bot lane, but, you know, if you're just not wanting to contest, given you're down in talent tier, just get some value elsewhere.
Yep, and they did get to the same talent tier. They have not quite caught up on XP, but they're not too far behind. Not Leoric, Murden there did use his jump, got caught by the Punisher, just couldn't quite time it right. I guess he got some armor out of it though. Speaking of jumps, there's another one. Punisher landing onto Murden, getting pulled rather far back, so the fort is going to take a fair bit of damage, but it doesn't take all those mortars as well. Johanna's going to get stunned by Murden, and the fort will go down. So 1 fort down already. Mac Daddy-O in danger. The punish and subdue combination locking him down. As the drag coming in from Tiger, I mentioned that global, and he said, this is my time.
Yeah, that was a really big first Punisher for CM After Dark. A lot of times you don't see a fort going down at the beginning there, but they were able to just siege the heck out of that tower while John Cena was in the back dancing with Cats on My Keyboard.
Well, and the Mortar Punisher is, I think it's stronger in the earlier game. Like, it's not the strongest at this stage of the game. That would be the Frozen Punisher rather, but it's not bad. But even still, like, pulling him away, the damage that CM After Dark had was able to just finish it off.
Yeah, and they are already up level 10s here.
And Pro Brush there doesn't need the ability to dive in. He's just like, I'm in. It is going to be Blessed Shield there for Johanna, so...
Yep, and we got the Archon on task.
There's that Blessed Shield.
There's Blessed
Did get the
Shield.
stun on to Chromie. Silence is coming out to protect her. That's not enough. Murden having to jump away. Tiger maybe looking to get the Stukov. Okay, maybe not. Must have used the drag already. So that's a pretty big play. Level 10's now here for Cats on My Keyboard as well. So getting that kill onto Chromie really kind of critical for them, not only to secure that fort, but also it prevented Cats on My Keyboard from being able to counter that push.
Yeah, absolutely. And already 2 structures up for CM After Dark. Everything going their way so far. They're looking to fight around this bruiser camp coming up.
That time trap worked really well, and then the rest of the team was like, let me throw out all my stuff, even though it can't hit anything. Just unfortunate timing. Jonah had the living
but they
bomb, so
do
had to
have
spread apart.
5v4 up right now because Dahaka hasn't gotten there yet. Huge stun from Hanzo.
2 for 1 out of that. Dahaka trying to keep up, couldn't quite get any additional value, although Archon there looking for the Murden. So, I mean, 2 for 1, not a bad trade. That's going to give them now the potential to take down yet another fort, although Tiger getting stunned is outside the range of the fort, so he's not going to take damage there. Is going to catch Stukov, but really just giving him a little bit of a threat there. Just a reminder. And we're 6 kills to 1 so far in this game. CM is kind of playing this the way that we've seen Cats do in the 2 games that they were victorious. Really playing a very methodical game, finding the targets that they want to kill, locking them down. And, you know, by the way, we didn't mention about that Ancestral earlier. While it didn't ultimately save Johanna, it meant that Johanna was able to stay in that fight long enough to allow them to get those kills.
Yeah, also huge XP lead for TM After Dark now from the kills and the structures. Just a ton of map pressure, and they've got a talent tier up as they're coming in with the Frozen Punisher onto this keep.
Leoric baiting it over the wall there. Maybe he was trying to use Unstoppable. Didn't quite time it perfectly. Murden gets the stun onto Johanna. But not enough follow-up there to do anything about that. Pulling the Frozen Punisher down south away from the fort. And it looks like, yeah, just barely. That ring was just outside of the realm of the fort, so it does not lock it down. Big Hanzo arrow out onto the back line. John is going back in and is going to get that kill out onto the Kael'thas. Leoric looking in danger as well. Could not drain enough out of that Dahaka. This is looking like a really strong push. I don't know if it's enough to finish, though, but they...
Oh, Delta's in so much danger right now.
The slow out onto Tassadar from the slowing sands ultimately going to save that Chromie. Looks like keep number 2 going to fall, and Probrush is going to survive. Silence coming out onto Murden, I believe, with the Avatar. Big double stun onto the tank and healer as Rhaegar popping wolf form trying to get away. Maybe they're not trying to get away. Tiger's like, I got somebody. Gets gravity lapsed, and Murden's going to jump away. So now they're going to walk away.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, CM is up almost like a full talent tier. We're like up 2.5 levels, have almost every structure. This feels more like, you know, a team that had dropped 1 map all season.
This feels like a team that had dropped 1 map all season, then lost 2 games, in the same set, and now is like, no, like, hello, what are we doing?
Yeah.
That's not how we play this game.
Right.
And cats have one structure left, and it's opposite of the lane where the next Punisher is coming. So it's an uphill battle for them at this point.
For sure. They just would really like to hold on to this keep if they can, but also really like 16s.
Yeah, and they can't even really commit to like leaving somebody for XP. And Tomb's gonna come out. The silence is going to lock down Johanna just long enough. The Ancestral not going to land there. And maybe that's enough for them. PJ Red jumping in is brought down quite low though. So it's gonna have to pull back.
It's one of those times for cats on my keyboard. You got the kill. That's really the best you can hope for right now. Right now, just stay alive. Like, don't get too greedy and throw that little bit of an advantage you just gave yourself.
But it's barely even advantage because they had to send Leo to deal with all of the pressure in really both of the other lanes. Those siege camps pushing all the way up to core. So they really just evened out the fight. But CM said, we don't need an even fight. We don't want to play an even fight.
Yeah, it does let cats get to even talent tiers for this objective coming up, and Joe's going to be a little slow getting there. So it gives them something to work with for this fight that they really, really need to win here.
Well, and Cats being able to be there so early now gives them the opportunity to have Chromie set up. Massive combo there out of Johanna. Silence coming out into the backline as well, and it's
the
not looking
Dahaka
good
flank.
Yep. Triple kill. Leoric's going to try to get away. Murden maybe doesn't get away either. There's 4, and Murden is going to get away just barely with a few hundred health.
Yeah, he gets away.
I was going to say, do we have a dragon arrow? Can we get a dragon arrow on the Murden? Doesn't look like it, and it looks like that's it. As CM After Dark making their way to the core, they're going to start punching the shield down. Murden's going to jump in, see if he can do anything at all, but there's not a lot that Murden's going to be able to do by himself. And that is it. Lulu, 5 games in, CM After Dark will finish the job in a very strong showing.
Yeah, that was absolutely decisive.
That was as decisive as Cats on my keyboard were in the other games. 13 kills to 2. Like, it's not an overwhelming number, but it also was a much shorter game. 13, almost 14 minutes. CM did an absolutely clutch job in this game, ultimately pulling off the series. 3 total losses throughout the entirety of the season. Not too shabby if you're CM After Dark. And you know what? Let me just say, if you're on this team and you're not ribbing ProBrush for being the only one to die on the team in that game, like I know that's what would happen on my team.
100%.
All right, let's see here. Let's go over into the NGS lobby 5, because that's where I usually go.
Okay.
We'll see who we can get to come over from CM. Let's see. And I just sent the message. I hope I don't even know if that went to the same person or not, but if you want to bring the rest of your team, you certainly can. If you'd like, if it's just you, that's also, of course, fine.
Oh, thanks. I think it's just me. They're all shy. They don't want to talk.
Fair enough. Well, listen, we are joined by Tiger from CM After Dark. Congratulations. What an absolutely just crazy set tonight. This was astounding to watch. How's the team feeling after that finish?
Oh man, we're just so so happy. I mean, it was such a great match all around. It was so fun. It was back and forth. They played great, and we were like, "Oh man, this is rough." We came back. It's just one of those matches that are just so fun that you're gonna remember it. So we're super happy to have won, and yeah, we're pumped.
So you started off the set going down one map, and of course we talked about it a couple times in the throughout the course of the stream, that the whole season you guys only dropped one map, and that was basically right at the end. Was that a little demoralizing to start with, or did that just kind of renew you? Because of course you ended up getting the 2 victories after that. How did that start play out for you guys?
Yeah, I can't say it was demoralizing. This is the team that beat us before, and we knew they're a solid team. So, but like you say, we've had a lot of success. So, our confidence wasn't broken, but we were just like, wow, we played really bad. And they played really good as well, and we were like, man, we really have to step it up. And also, one of our teammates, Ice, was really sick, but he was going to try to play, but then he was like, he actually was throwing up after the game, I think.
Oh, jeez.
So it was just like, oh man, like you can't play game 2. He couldn't play game 2, so it was just like, okay, we got to pivot. We got to bring in our sub and move stuff around, because I think he tried to, bless his heart, he tried to play through the sickness, but I just think he wasn't feeling up to it. So yeah.
Sure.
So
sure.
we had someone on your team vomiting, throwing up, and on the other team I think they had somebody out because she had just given birth.
Yes,
so
and her husband.
Good time for a playoff match all around.
No, and her husband was playing, who's got like a 2-year-old baby. I mean, 2-day-old baby. We actually hung out with this team at BlizzCon, so and I knew they were gonna have a baby soon. So congratulations to them. But yeah, her husband, who has gotten no sleep, was also playing. So both teams were struggling, I think.
For the record, this is not the first finals that I've cast where somebody was having a baby at the time of the finals, like either just before or during or just after.
NGS is a magical place.
It's crazy.
Of babies.
So yeah. So listen, best of 5 series, we get to see a lot of different heroes, a lot of different maps. I'm very disappointed that Towers of Doom was banned out. I'm officially lodging a complaint about that later, but there's only so much we can do. That's the other team, so we don't care about that. But we did see a lot of like target bans and things like that with they were banning Vala the whole time, and Varian saw a lot of play. We did see some switching of teams as far as the heroes. So as you guys are going through like playing these matches and they started adapting their drafts and yours, how much of the drafts were like pre-planned as far as what you wanted to get as compared to oh crap, they took our Dahaka from us, now we've got to pivot? Like, was a lot of this based around yourselves, or was it reactionary in that?
Oh man, this was one of the biggest kind of chess matches in draft that I've ever had, because of some of the heroes that we were afraid of that they had, and some of the heroes that we had the strengths, and a lot of our strong heroes were also their strong heroes. So yes, it was like, okay, we have first pick, like we could leave this open so we can take it, we can steal this from them, we don't want them to get this. So there was a whole lot of that going on, and yeah, after game 1, we just were like, yeah, we don't want to face that Varian again, because he was totally killing anyone he wanted to kill, and we were just over that. But I know their offlaner is really strong on the same heroes that I'm really strong on, so that was a challenge to kind of, do we leave them both open? Do we ban them both? Like, what do we do? So yeah, there was a lot of that kind of jockeying for who gets what heroes. And then there's the meta heroes that you're like, oh, well, if we do that, we're going to leave, Johanna and Vala open, but oh well, let's just do that. So it was definitely all targeted and all like, who gets what hero. So there's a lot of that.
Sure. And I'm glad that the first thing you said was exactly what I was going to respond with if you hadn't said anything. It very much felt like a chess match as you were going through the draft of like, how are we going to respond to this? And like you said, we could see, I was kind of joking about the Volskaya like draft setup with, Anubrak and Hogger versus the Sonya Diablo. And I was like, are these front lines just going to pass each other and just cause chaos in the back line? And just, we'll see where the dust settles. And of course, a little bit of that is exactly what happened. So
yeah, and that was tricky too, because our back line's like, hey, like they're just jumping on us, and we're like, whoa, we're also getting on them, like, deal with it, live. So
that sounds like a rough problem.
It was rough, yeah. And then like we tried it, yeah. It was tough to decide, how to play against them.
For sure. Lulu, what questions do you have, or anything that you specifically want to have Tiger talk about?
I mean, you just won the Coastal Finals for B West. Like, tell us about your team. Have you guys been together a while? Is this the first season? Everything just clicked? How do you get here, dropping 3 maps, and now you've won your division Coast?
Yeah, no, so 3 of us have played together, Death and Ice, who only played game 1 tonight, and myself. We played Div B like 2 or 3 seasons ago, and we were actually victorious in Div B, so that was great. And then we went to Div A and got destroyed, and then we kind of all took a break, and then we came back. Well, we lost a couple members, so we were looking for 2 more members, and we added Ravenex and ProBrush were our first 2 adds. So they were just really, really good players, really good guys that we found in the NGS application channel and brought them in, and we really liked them. So added them to the roster, and they had been out of the game for a while, so they were looking to get back into it. And then added our sub, Milkman, who played tonight like 4 games, which was like double or triple the amount of games he played all season. So we all just kind of came together this season, other than the 3 of us.
4 games of Tassadar, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tass and Tass and Tass and Tass.
That was another one of those things that we were talking about earlier. Like, we knew he was good at Tassadar, and I forget who it was, but Tassadar is a main of someone on their team. I think it was Delta or maybe the other DPS. But that was one of those chess matches like, hey, let's take that from them. So that's part of the reason why he was playing Tass a lot.
Okay, yeah, it's always kind of the worst thing when the other team is you and plays all your heroes, because you just have to think about drafts so much differently.
Yep, totally.
Other question, why After Dark?
Oh, After Dark, because, well, when we first put together this team, Weenus and I started the team, and we played late at night a lot, and we'd play a Storm League, like play till you lose. And so we'd play till like the wee hours of the morning, because we just kept on winning sometimes. Sometimes we'd go to bed immediately. But we played late at night, so we were like, yeah, we're CM, we play After Dark. What's called CM After Dark? So that's kind of where it started.
What a flex. We just couldn't lose in Storm League, so we had to play till like 5 a.m. every night.
It's terrible. And then you have to go to work, and then you're like dead, and it's awful.
So I'm gonna take it back to one particular moment, arguably my favorite moment of the series, and I'm sure that Lulu knows exactly where we're going with this. The light bomb, the moment. Like,
yeah, on the Hogger. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were playing Hogger, right? So how much of that was exactly planned, and how much of it was maybe a little bit of luck?
A lot of it was a little bit of luck. So it was definitely planned. We knew we were going in for the fight, and I was going in for a spin. Actually, the plan from Death, I think, was to use the light bomb on me to kill the Diablo, but instead I spun, got a lucky bounce into like 3 of them, and just everyone on our team, I think we like erupted. We were like, oh dang! Like it was one of those. Yeah, it was a magical moment. I would love to say like I specifically had that spin in mind, but a lot of luck. I was trying to spin into their team, but the preciseness of it was just one of those lucky bounces, kind of.
And that's what I said to Lulu too, as I was like, that was the 3rd bounce, so like that wasn't designed that way. The intent was there to get over there and do that thing, but the level, the perfection of it was the part that was lucky. But listen, I mean, that won you that game, and ultimately pushed you on to the next one, and you know, and clearly game 5 was just an absolute clinic for you guys. You know, it was really strong, really fantastic, seeing you guys perform perfectly. Where the other games, like two games, Cats did very much the same in the other direction, and game 2 and game 3, you know, game 3 kind of in some ways you could attribute it to a lucky bounce in a way. Game 2 was a little bit more even, with more, you know, as far as like the kill count, you know, you guys had more control over the structures. But game 5 was really where you guys came out and shined as like just a well coordinated assault. And you know, so the last thing I'm going to ask, and then Lulu, you can ask anything else you got, was just simply going into game 5, was there anything that you guys said, did, like to set yourselves up? You knew you're going into this 2-2. It's the last game of the series no matter what. Anything different?
Yeah, no, I mean, we were certainly not overly confident going into the draft. We were concerned with some of the comps that they had played against us, and that we didn't really have a great answer for. Particularly the Anubarak double healer, where they would just cocoon me, and they would just go in, and they were unkillable, and they would just kill 2 of us before we even got, you know, that was the Alterac game. Before I even got out of the cocoon, the fight was over. I mean, we were like, oh man, I hope they don't do that double healer comp again, because that's gonna suck. And we almost banned their Karazim because we respected a lot. But we were like, you know what? We talked about doing all these crazy things, like, we can tank Uther, we can do all this stuff. And we're like, you know what? Let's just pick our comfort heroes, and let's just go heads up and see what happens. Let's not, you know, overthink this one. And let's just be confident and play our best. And then I think we had a good draft against them. I mean, they ended up going double mage, which was a bit of a surprise. And I think that worked out in our favor in the end. So yeah, we were just like, okay, it's go time. Probe Rush, who's our shot caller, had us like, this is what we're gonna do. This is where you're going. It was no playing around. This is game 5. Let's go. And it was, yeah, it was pretty clinical. We were following the shot calls. We were right where we wanted to be, and we felt good. And then after we had kind of the good start, where we like took down 1 fort, we took down 2 forts. We were really in a groove at that point, and I think it would have been hard to beat us at that point.
Well, I agree. Lulu, anything else you want to talk about or ask?
No, I mean, I think that's, you know, there's kind of something freeing a lot of times of like, you know, this could be the last game of the season. Let's just have fun and put our best foot forward.
Yep.
And it just, you know, sometimes it just happens like that, where everything fell into place, and it was just very decisive way to end after a super back and forth set.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that could have gone either way, but yeah, that last game we were we were laser focused.
Good deal.
Really proud of the guys.
Well, I told Lulu that the secret sauce, the secret weapon, what you guys needed was a red laser pointer, and then I joked about how that was actually Tassidar's role in this. And go figure, there you go. You bring Tassidar in, and you succeed. So, well, let's go ahead and get on to shoutouts.
All right. Well, shout out to you guys for casting us. Really, appreciate that. It's really fun to have the cast. I'm looking forward to going back and watching it. Looked like there were 40 to 50 people watching, so that's always fun. Shout out to all of NGS and the staff for everything they do, for everyone's volunteers. The other team, Cats on My Keyboards, congratulations on your baby. I think they have another baby coming in their group, so thanks for putting this game together. Amazing match. You guys played amazing, and really respect all those players. And then to my boys over at Cloud Mines After Dark, congratulations. Thanks for sticking together, and just really proud of all you guys, and have loved playing with you guys. Looking forward to the grand finals that we're going to be in, and all of the Clouded Minds org who is online watching and supporting us. That's always fun. So thanks for hanging out. Glad we could bring the win for you. That's it.
Good deal.
One quick thing before we go.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat is asking ask what their plan is for grand finals. So any strats you want to reveal right now for the world to see?
No, for sure. We're planning on playing Cho'Gall every game, probably some Murky, and Lost Vikings. So that was what we talked about earlier. So there you go.
And I do want to stress too, if you're planning on playing Cho'Gall, it's really important for the other team to ban both Cho and Gall, because either of those heroes on their own is still pretty scary.
That's right. You better ban them both.
What I would like to see you guys do is the as many heroes on the map at once combo with like the Vikings and Chen,
Rexar,
Samuro,
Nova. I think there's one other one that can get in there. So
we could throw Abathur and he could just like clone.
Yes.
Can Abathur clone all three Vikings? No, I don't think so.
Well, no, but he can clone Samuro, and then you can have 3 and 3. There you go. See,
like 20 of us.
That's stress for free. You're welcome.
Yeah, you let us know how that turns out.
Thank you.
Tiger, thanks very much for joining us. Congratulations on your 3. Oh, I didn't even update the thing. Your 3-2 victory over Cats on the Keyboard, and good luck in the grand finals.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Lulu, we can just stay here.
Okay.
I don't think there's any reason for us to swap. So yeah, so that's it. I don't know that there are any other matches going on because we were kind of the late crew. But Weenus, if you want to get us set up for wherever we're going to raid, we'll finish up here. Lulu, it's been a pleasure casting with you a year or so after our last cast. Thank you very much for joining me. Anything you want to say to the kind people who've been sticking with us for the last almost 3 hours?
I mean, I don't think so. It's late. It's time for everybody to go to bed.
Alrighty. And are you? Well, you're done with this season, but is your team planning to sign up again for next season?
I'm not sure what next season has in store yet. Got the holiday season to get through. I think next season's probably going to be starting early to mid-February. So still a lot of time for people to get their teams together. So yeah, we'll have to see how it all plays out.
Good deal. And anything from the leadership side of things, events or anything coming up that people should know about?
Nothing that's ready to be talked about at this point. I would love to be able to get spam going, but I know I'm going to be gone for a little while, so I'm not sure if we're going to have the manpower to put together. But this is a good time for me to shamelessly plug events if you are interested in running any sort of tournaments one day, fun things within NGS, I would love to talk to you. DM me on Discord.
Excellent. And that's Lulu in the Discord there. Good deal. Well, again, thanks for joining us, everybody, tonight. This has been the Division B West finals, the Coastal finals, and between CM After Dark and Cats on My Keyboard, 3-2 in favor of CM After Dark. We appreciate you being here, and I don't know who we're gonna raid. We'll figure that out. But everybody have a good night, and we will catch you later.